know the voice.
He catches at the 20, the 10, touchdown!
You know the game.
High school football.
And now here he is, the voice of Friday night under the lights, Anthony Joseph.
Tonight on Hot Country 107.7 and CatchLive.com, it's the DIAA Division I Finals. It pits the number 1 seed Middletown Cavaliers against the number 2 seed Slazey-Annam. Hello everyone, I am Anthony Joseph. Slazey-Annam has at the helm Bill DiNardo in his 10th season. During his tenure, he has won 3 straight DIAA championships. When he was at Middletown, he guided the Cavaliers to 3 straight titles in Division II from 1997 to 1999. He coached there from 1988 until 2003. One of his assistants, the head coach for the Middletown Cavaliers, Mark Del Percio, in his 10th season. He's won titles in 2007, 2011, and 2012. Last week, it was the game of the week. His team defeated Cesar Rodney 43-22 to advance to the state championship game for the 4th consecutive time. These storied programs are very familiar with one another in the playoffs, especially in the last 10 seasons. They have met 13 times, and Sally holds the 7-6 advantage over the Cavaliers. Now I'd like to welcome in my special guest, the Executive Director for DIAA, Kevin Charles. And Kevin, thanks for taking the time.
Oh, my pleasure, Anthony.
Kevin, the first game was Hodson taking on the number 1 seed, St. George's. What are your thoughts on game number 1? It was the Division II championship.
Well, Hodson has just had back-to-back dominating performances, really handily beating Caravel in the semifinals. And then here today, 38-0 over a really good St. George's team. They've got a couple of tremendously talented players on their team. Raymond Jones scored 4 touchdowns in that game, and when the game started, I had to go back into the ticket office to work in there for a little while, and I left the field. Hodson had just fumbled the ball over to St. George's. It was 0-0. When I came back, it was 26-0. So, Hodson can score and can score pretty quick.
And the Hodson Eagles claims the Division II state championship. And after the game, you were presenting awards tonight.
Yeah, and it's always tough to know what to say to the team that comes here for the championship and walks away with the second place trophy. But I told St. George's, I watched them play several times and then back-to-back semifinals and finals here. And, I said, I know this is not the trophy you came here for, but I suspect you'll be back here a few times because they're a talented young team, well-coached, and a good program there.
Now, Kevin, the football state finals have finally returned to the University of Delaware. This prestigious event was held at the University of Delaware 1971 and 1974, no team championships prior. The finals have been held at various locations from 1975 to 2006, and then from 2006 to 2012 was held at Delaware State University. Why did you feel the University of Delaware was the right place to host the DIAA football championship games?
Well, it's a great question. It actually started when Eric Zaidi first came to Delaware, called me in, and we just had a conversation about each other and our philosophies and our programs, and then we began talking about championship events and Delaware's desire to have as many high school events as they can have here. And of course, we talked about they need to make money off their facilities, but although we're a state agency, we don't receive tax revenue, so we are self-sufficient. So ticket sales is about 85% of our supporting revenue, and so obviously cost was important to us. But really, what got us started about thinking about coming here this year was the fact that our Division I championships were scheduled to be on Black Friday. And when you put 6,000 people in Central Dover and they all park in the Merchants parking lot, it upsets the merchants because their paying customers, can't park. So we just thought, we also kind of looked ahead, Tommy and I did. We talked to some of the football people, and we actually, anticipated that these might be the 2 matchups that we would have for the finals. And we thought, let's give it a shot and try it. So we asked Susan Groff on Eric's staff to put together some numbers for us, and here we are.
Now, Delaware State University, right across from the Dover Mall. Talk about just the Hornets hosting the championship games for several years now.
Yeah, they're actually very good hosts, very good partners, and we're going to sit down with them at the beginning or at the end of the season here, and talk about the future. This is a one-year deal here. I know Delaware wants to have us. This event back, Delaware State University, the same way. So, we want to sit down and talk to both of them and see what we want to take to our member schools. And it'll really be a decision of our member schools and our football committee and ultimately the board of directors. But so far, all has gone quite well here today.
Now, if you had a downstate schools, perhaps like Del Mar taking on Indian River, or you had maybe Cesar Rodney taking on Sussex Central, would it then weigh in your mind maybe you want to bring it back to Delaware State if those were the matchups, perhaps?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know if it's the kind of thing you want to do where you wait to see who's going to play and then schedule it there, because there's so much advanced preparation that goes into it. Before we came up here, though, I talked to Coach Steele down at Indian River. I talked to Dave Hearn down at Del Mar, and I talked to the Sean Wolf at Cesar Rodney, and I said, what if the finals were at Delaware? Would that bother you at all? You think your fans would still come? And I had a very enthusiastic response from both Coach Steele and Coach Hearn. So, this is the field. Just like the Bob for basketballs, where everybody wants to go to play basketball, Frawley Stadium for baseball, this is the premier football stadium in the state. And I think it's a dream of a lot of kids to play on this field, and so this gives them an opportunity to do that. But Delaware State University, also a fine partner and a fine facility, and so we'll certainly talk to them as well at the end of the season.
If you have a downstate teams, as I mentioned, in Division II or Division I in the championship games, would you be concerned perhaps that the fans wouldn't follow up to the University of Delaware? Because a couple years ago at Delaware State, it was Indian River with Jamie Jarman taking on Caravel, and the place was packed with Indian River fans.
I think that might have been our second largest Division II crowd. Indian River Frankfort and Selbyville had to be vacant. Dagsboro had to be vacant that night. It's always a concern. But the thing to remember is Delaware is a pretty small state. I mean, you can't travel very far and remain in this state. So when I look at what the folks in Montana and Arizona and New Mexico and what they go, or even just to the north in Pennsylvania, the distances they travel and the crowds they draw, I think our high school fans would support wherever it was played. And again, the venue has, I think, a lot to do with fans, fan reaction as to whether they're going to go or not. If you go to a facility where you're going to find a place to park, you're going to find a seat, the concessions are good, the restrooms are good, you take the entire concern about the venue out of the equation, and then they can just focus on the action on the field, and it tends to be a very pleasurable experience, we've found.
It seems like for the first matchup, the Division II state championship between St. George's and Hudson, there was a lot of people on hand.
Oh, we had good crowd. We had a very good crowd for that. In fact, we were concerned that we might run out of ones making change in the ticket office. That's one of the reasons why I was missed most of the first half. But yeah, I don't know the number. We won't know until we count all the tickets. But it was a very, very good crowd.
Now with Middletown, they have the cowbells, and they usually travel pretty well. Are you expecting a big, large crowd for number one against number two?
Yeah, well, these two schools always bring good crowds. They have good followings. Very enthusiastic. We do pre-sales online and pre-sales in the schools, and the pre-sales were very good. So, with this venue, this game, the fact that Sally's knocked off Middletown at the end of the season to kind of, open the door for the potential, because this is a very strong, dominant Middletown team over the past 3 years, as you know, past 4 years, really. So that kind of set the stage for the fact that anybody's got a shot. It's anybody's tournament. And so I expect a good crowd.
And last year at Delaware State, it was Middletown Sally's. This is a rematch at a different venue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a little bit different Sally's team. If you've listened to Coach DiNardo talk, they've added a passing element to their game to go along with that strong running that they have with Reeder. They got O'Neill, the quarterback. I can't think of his name right now. I'm sorry. But now they have and they're always well coached. You know, Bill DiNardo is a great coach, so they're always well coached. On the other hand, you know, Mark Del Percio, great coach at Middletown, Wade and Godwin, O'Neill, Reeder, 4 Division I athletes in one game, top number 1 and 2 seed, storied backgrounds. This is just, I mean, this is really worth the price of admission.
It's a Hollywood script. I don't know if we'll see it again.
I tell you, it's yeah, exactly right.
Now, Kevin, DIAA focuses on sportsmanship. What is DIAA kind of doing this season to make good sportsmanship?
Well, we focus on sportsmanship year-round with our schools. You know, to help with the fans. The players, you know, I have a lot of confidence in the players and these two coaching staffs. They've conducted themselves very well. And, you know, you're right, Anthony, education-based athletics, we teach life lessons. This is a classroom out here, this field of play, and one of the things we're teaching is life skills like leadership, sportsmanship, and that sort of thing. So I know these kids understand their place, where they are, center stage, the top event of the fall sports season, or culminating event of the fall sports season. So I you know, they know how to behave and what to do, and there's just been so much emphasis and focus on it that the kids, it's the first thought that it's a natural thought to do the right thing.
Now, Kevin, how many volunteers does it take to put on the Division I and Division II state championships at the University of Delaware?
Well, we have a football committee that has about a dozen people on it, and then, you know, we hire staff to man the ticket booths and the gates and all this sort of thing. So we've probably got about with the committee and other staff, 25, 30 people here tonight, including University of Delaware staff to help manage the event. But you know, one thing I want to emphasize, you know, DIAA, a lot of people think of us as you know, we're a large office with a large staff. There's 3 of us. Tommy Neubauer, my assistant, Tina Hurley, and myself. And that's it. But we have 250 volunteers that help us manage all of our sporting events. And so it's through those people that we're able to do this.
And the state championships are a big way that you generate revenue.
Well, it's ticket sales at our state tournament events are 85% of our budget, our revenue. Like I said, no state taxes coming our way, so we are dependent upon this. It's some corporate partners and member school dues to pay all of our expenses, included all the expenses associated with a night like tonight.
What are some of the hot-button issues that DIAA is looking into as the football season ends and you're heading to high school basketball?
Well, this is sort of a transition year for us in terms of our regulations. I think we have some work to do on our regulations to clean them up a bit. So one of the things I want to do is actually put together a group of people to take our regulations and break them down and build them again. I think a more user-friendly fashion, because I think most people will tell you, our regulations are a little difficult sometimes to follow. So that's certainly one of the things. I'm working with Joe Thompson at Wilmington Christian. We're sort of putting together a 3-year plan for DIAA, which we talk about improving our ability to market ourselves, generate some additional revenue, do more coaches education, athletic director education and training, some training for officials as well. So, we're looking at those kinds of things for the long term. But immediately right now we're actually turning our attention toward our winter sport tournaments and making sure we have the pieces in place to get those things rolling as well.
Besides basketball, wrestling is big in Delaware.
Wrestling, swimming and diving, and indoor track. I mean, we're gonna move our indoor track. Unfortunately, Delaware. I was just in there. The field house has been converted. It looks beautiful, but we're not going to run any track meets in there. So we're going to Landover, Maryland, for our indoor track meet. So that'll be new, and I think exciting. It's a beautiful facility over there.
Kevin, before I let you go, is there anything you'd like to add?
Well, I just want to thank everybody that's come out to watch our high school students play this year. We've had great attendance for our cross country and soccer and field hockey and volleyball and now football. I sense kind of a reconnection between the community and our high school sports, which is great because we have a lot of great students out there doing a lot of good things, and it's good that the people are coming out and seeing it.
Thanks, Kevin, for taking the time. Always good seeing you.
Likewise. Thank you, Anthony. Take care.
Thank you. And that's Kevin Charles, Executive Director for DIAA. We're going to take our first break as you're listening to the Del One pregame show. We're going to be back after this.
Hi, I am Gary Rhodes from Milford Southern States, and the time is now to check out our full line of Mahindra tractors. Mahindra tractors are reliable and provide superior performance when tackling fields and farmland. No job is too small for the heavy-duty Mahindra tractor, as it can lift bales of straw, cultivate gardens, and cut big yards. It is easy to operate, has many uses, and comes with a 5-year warranty. Also at Southern States Milford, we value our customers. We are a proud supporter of high school athletics and have been farmer-owned since 1948.
Hi, this is Laura Witt. My family has operated Witt Brothers Market for over 30 years with a dedication to customer service and quality products. Witt Brothers Market is your hometown market where you'll always get hometown service. We're a part of the community and always will be. Stop in and see us soon. Witt Brothers Market on Camden, Wyoming Avenue in Wyoming. If you have any questions, call us 697-6174. Proud sponsor of CR High School Sports.
Got metal? Get it to Fitzgerald's Salvage and Recycling. Fitzgerald's pays you cash. Fitzgerald's Salvage and Recycling is environmentally friendly and helping to keep Delmarva clean and green by recycling. So bring your copper, aluminum, and brass, stainless steel, wire, lead, light iron, heavy steel, tractors, farm equipment, lawnmowers, and appliances, barbecue grills, aluminum cans, even cars and trucks. Fitzgerald's is local and family-owned since 1935. Jesus recycles people. Fitzgerald's recycles cars.
It'd sure be nice to get out of the house, get a change of scenery, and try the wonderful atmosphere and home-style food of Smith's Family Restaurant. We'll treat you like you're coming to our house. We're known for great seafood, the best beef and chicken dumplings around, and you've got to try the homemade sweet potato biscuits and homemade rolls. A great place to eat anytime, 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Smith's Family Restaurant. It's worth the drive to eat at Smith's on Route 13 in Greenwood. Call 349-5114.
Is Del One Federal Credit Union right for you? If you live in Delaware, the answer is yes. All Delaware residents can become a member of Del One. Call us at 302-739-4496 or stop by any of our convenient branch locations throughout Delaware to find out how. Visit del-one.org for more information on the amazing benefits Del One Federal Credit Union has to offer. Become a member today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Equal opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA.
Stop in and see the friendly, courteous staff at First State Chevrolet on Route 113 in Georgetown for all of your automotive needs. We are located in the heart of Henlopen Conference football country, just a short drive from anywhere in Lower Delaware. We carry the full lineup of new Chevrolet cars and trucks, as well as a great selection of Chevrolet certified pre-owned vehicles. Check out the new Silverado pickup, which is all new for this year, and also we're your exclusive dealer in Lower Delaware for the new Corvette Stingray. Our employees make the difference here at First State Chevrolet. Stop in and see how we put you, the customer, first.
When severe weather strikes, a Generac generator from Satterfield & Ryan will keep your home running smoothly and your family safe and secure. Satterfield & Ryan is Delaware's only elite power pro dealer, providing professional sales, superior service, and quality. In Milford, online at delawaregenerators.net. Call 302-422-4919. Satterfield & Ryan. Get the job done right. the first time.
Hey, this is Greg Biffle, driver of the number 16 3M Ford Fusion, and you're listening to the Del One pregame show with Anthony Joseph.
And welcome back to Delaware High School football under the lights on CatchLive.com and Hot Country 107.7. Yes, you are listening to the Del One pregame show. Del One Federal Credit Union has several convenient locations. Becoming a member is so easy. Call them at 739-4496. Del One, the one way to a better life. And now I'd like to bring in my broadcast partner, once again, the very kind John Martin, and a friend. Thanks for taking the time there, buddy.
Anthony, thank you. I appreciate you having me here. Raymond Field, here we are, man, and wrapping up what has been an outstanding, amazing season of football. We started it off in Milford the first week, as you like to call it, Friday Night Lights, and here we are wrapping up with the championship game, two of the biggest powerhouses in the state, and we've got the best seats in the house, and we're going to bring the best commentary that they can have to their houses.
It's like when Sunday Night Football does a special presentation, and they do it on Thursday. So it's Friday Night Football under the lights on Saturday night.
Touche, Anthony.
Now, John, the Cavaliers and really Slasianum, they have playmakers on both sides of the ball. The Cavaliers, though, they're going to rely on their quarterback, the senior Darius Wade. Number 4, the southpaw, he's rushed for 286 yards, and he scored 7 touchdowns. In the air, Wade is thrown for 2,445 yards, 34 touchdowns, and he has 2 interceptions. His primary target, John, is senior wideout, number 12, Chris Godwin, as Godwin has racked up 1,144 yards, and he has scored 17 touchdowns. Also, wideout Dennis Berger has accounted for 676 yards and 10 touchdowns. Another playmaker on offense is the running back, James Reed. He has gained 339 yards. Will we ever see a tandem as good as Godwin and Wade?
Well, I don't know. The stats certainly will tell the truth. Here they are for an unprecedented 48 consecutive starts, and it's just really a testament to how fantastic these two ball players have been. To be able to get 4 opportunities to try to play for the championship and be successful is something that will have them as legends. People will talk about them for decades to come.
John, now put it in perspective how difficult it is for a team to win 3 straight championships in a row like the Cavaliers are striving for tonight.
Okay, well, like you said, it does become increasingly difficult because it's very challenging to maintain a high level of intensity every time you step out. And then every time you take to the field, the other team is using you as motivation. So while the other teams will have some of the extrinsic motivation that comes from saying, hey, I want to beat the other guy, I want to knock off the champ, Middletown Cavaliers will have to be intrinsically motivated. They'll just have to want to do it because it's the thing to do, because it's part of their will and their desire to become the champions.
Now, meanwhile, their opponent is Slasianum. They will rely on number 9, Troy Reeder. Reeder is the outstanding linebacker and running back. And after Reeder graduates from Sally's, he will be attending Penn State University. His teammate is number 84, Brian O'Neill, and he is an opposing force on defense. The defensive end, O'Neill, is 6'7". He's one reason why Sally's defeated the Cavaliers in week number 10. In the regular season, the final, 24-13. And next season, O'Neill will be playing for the Pittsburgh Panthers and head coach Paul Christ. The Panthers will face the University of Delaware on August 30th next season in Pittsburgh. And I make that reference because we're here tonight at the University of Delaware, Raymond Field.
That's right, absolutely. And that's also a great sign, too. And also, hats off to Delaware football, as it has become a hotbed. It has really become quite a mining field for Division I programs, particularly those schools in Pennsylvania, like you mentioned, Penn State, Pitt, and also along the eastern coast with Boston College, with them pulling some of the ball players as well.
Now, O'Neill, if he is going to Pittsburgh University, Tonight we'll see him as a wide receiver. We'll also probably see him lined up as a tight end, and then we'll see him on defense. Not sure what they will use him at the University of Pittsburgh, but if he is working as a wide receiver, Bobby Ingram, the former Penn State wide receiver, he played in the NFL for the Chicago Bears. That would be pretty phenomenal that he would get to work with a former NFL player.
Yeah, absolutely, and you're right. There is professional ties in the DNA of those programs, and you're right. Getting an opportunity to get a little bit of tutoring and some of the inside story of what it takes to become an elite athlete and perhaps even make it to the pros, that's what he'll have access to.
John, Middletown, number 1. Number 2, Slazy-Annam. What can we expect out of this big game tonight?
Well, what we can expect is what you hear with this ambient noise in the background, the cowbells of Middletown. They are famous for those. What we can also expect is a chess match. We've got a couple of coaches who have worked intimately with one another. They know one another well. They're good friends with one another. In essence, I would say that Coach Mark Bill Percio is a disciple of Bill DiNardo because he worked for him. So what you can expect is a chess match, and what you can also expect, though, Anthony, is that these coaches will have some trick up their sleeve. So expect some trick plays to come out there as they're going to be brawling. This is the brawl for it all tonight, the championship, Division I.
Now, John, before we head into a break, I'd like to thank a Wireless Zone, a Verizon Wireless premium retailer, 3 locations, Milford, Harrington, and Middletown. After the game, you know what time it is.
Yes, I do. I'd be shocked if you didn't tell me.
It's the Delaware Electric player of the game, or perhaps players of the game.
And I hope some of those Verizon Wireless customers, too, I hope they will tune in. Use your devices out there. Check in and see our game, hear our broadcast on catchitlive.com, or you can tune in on 107.7 Hot Country.
We're going to take a break as tonight's the number 1 seed Middletown Cavaliers taking on the number 2 seed Sallies. We're back after this. Is Del One Federal Credit Union right for you? If you live in Delaware, the answer is yes. All Delaware residents can become a member of Del One. Call us at 302-739-4496 or stop by any of our convenient branch locations throughout Delaware to find out how. Visit del-one.org for more information on the amazing benefits Del One Federal Credit Union has to offer. Become a member today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Equal opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA.
Got metal? Get it to Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling. Fitzgerald's pays you cash. Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling is environmentally friendly and helping to keep Delmarva clean and green by recycling. So bring your copper, aluminum, and brass, stainless steel, wire, lead, light iron, heavy steel, tractors, farm equipment, lawnmowers, and appliances, barbecue grills, aluminum cans, even cars and trucks. Fitzgerald's is local and family-owned since 1935. Jesus recycles people. Fitzgerald's recycles cars.
It'd sure be nice to get out of the house, get a change of scenery, and try the wonderful atmosphere and home-style food of Smith's Family Restaurant. We'll treat you like you're coming to our house. We're known for great seafood, the best beef and chicken dumplings around, and you've got to try the homemade sweet potato biscuits and homemade rolls. A great place to eat anytime, 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Smith's Family Restaurant. It's worth the drive to eat at Smith's on Route 13 in Greenwood. Call 349-5114.
I'm Gary Rhodes from Milford Southern States. Expect nothing less than a superior performance day when using a Mahindra tractor. The Mahindra tractor can lift heavy loads, and with its cast iron chassis, it provides traction, stability, and control. At Milford Southern States, we feature a full line of Mahindra tractors, including the 3616 four-wheel drive that can carry firewood, dirt, manure, and also clear away snow. It also comes with a deluxe suspension and an easy access fuel tank. Call us at Milford Southern States, 422-8066. Farmer owned since 1920.
When severe weather strikes, a Generac generator from Satterfield and Ryan will keep your home running smoothly and your family safe and secure. Satterfield and Ryan is Delaware's only elite power pro dealer, providing professional sales, superior service, and quality repairs. Satterfield and Ryan in Milford, online at delawaregenerators.net. Call 302-422-4919. Satterfield and Ryan, Get the job done right the first time.
First State Chevrolet on Route 113 in Georgetown is your local Chevrolet dealer in the heart of Henlopen Conference football country. They carry the full lineup of new Chevrolet cars and trucks, including the all-new Chevy Corvette Stingray. We're the one-stop for all your automotive needs with a full-service facility and a state-of-the-art collision center all in one location. First State Chevrolet on Route 113 in Georgetown. You can give us a call at 856-2521 in Delaware or visit us on the web at firststatechevy.com, where they put you, the customer, first.
Hey, this is Greg Biffle, driver number 16 3M Ford Fusion, and you're listening to the Del One pregame show with Anthony Joseph.
And welcome back. You're listening to Delaware High School football under the lights on CatchItLive.com and High Country 107.7. And yes, you are listening to the Del One pregame show. Del One Federal Credit Union has several convenient locations. Become Other fine sponsor, Delaware Electric Co-op, is there sponsoring the player or players of the game. And we have so many other ones from First State Chevy, Fitzgerald, Salvage and Recycling.
That's right.
Smith's Family Restaurant, Satterfield and Ryan, Witt's Brothers Market, and the list goes on and on.
That's a meaty list. Little pun. Shout out to Witt Brothers. And we do appreciate all of their sponsorship. They've been very good to us, and they also allow me to get an opportunity to spend time with my friend looking at the very best football in the best seats in the house.
And while we have a moment, I'd like to thank you for being my broadcast partner for part of this season.
Well, I appreciate that, and here we are now at the culmination of the football season, and Anthony, as we mentioned that these are two-story programs, but there are some similarities. You can see, just like a family, there are some certain things in the DNA, like the pregame rituals of both teams are practically identical because one coach studied at the heel of the other, and now here they are now ready to have an outstanding contest. Winner takes all.
John, we're going to take a break as they are playing the national anthem. We'll be back after this.
Trailers, trailers, trailers. Jim Weller here, and if you need a trailer, give me a call. Open and closed, new, used, rusty, dusty, whatever. If you need a used trailer, give me a call. Got a used trailer you want to sell? Give me a call. Want to talk turkey? Give me a call. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hey folks, Colin Walls here for Walls Service Center. Have you turned your car's AC on only to find out it's blowing hot air? Are you tired of the quick fix that only lasts a couple of days? If so, come see me at Walls Service Center. Walls Service Center has been automotive air conditioning specialist for over 50 years. Stop in. We're located on Northeast Front Street in downtown Milford, or give us a call. 422-8110.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here from Weller's in Bridgeville, and today let's talk about carports. Different roof styles, colors, shapes, sizes, lengths, widths, and so on. If you need a carport, call Weller's today. They include free delivery and setup right to your yard. Give me a call today.
Catch it live streaming of your events in high-definition video to anywhere in the world. Call Jim at 337-7300, 337-7300, 337-7300. No event too small.
Hey, this is Greg Biffle, driver number 16 3M Ford Fusion, and you're listening to the Del One pregame show with Anthony Joseph.
And welcome back to the DIAA state championship game between the number 1 seed, Middletown Cavaliers, and the number 2 seed, Sallies. And John, the temperature tonight, 36 degrees. It's football weather. No snow, which is a good thing. But with the colder temperatures, do we expect a lot of ground and pound tonight?
Conventional wisdom would perhaps make one think that, but it's not real windy out there as the little streamers on the post are pretty much laying limp. So and they're going to pull out all the stops. I wouldn't be surprised if the teams come out and put it in the air. As you know, Sally's has turned up their passing game here as of late. They were typically a team that used to ground and pound, which made them also susceptible to having teams put 8 to maybe 11 ball players right in the box. But now that they've expanded their passing game, you can look for them to try to put it in the air.
John, we're almost ready for the kickoff between the Middletown Cavaliers and Sleazy Annam. And Sally's has won the coin toss, and Middletown's going to have to kick it away. And Darius Wade, the quarterback, also does the punting and kicking duties. And Sally's, their deep men, standing about their 5 and 10 yard line. And we're getting underway for live action at Raymond Field at the University of Delaware. And Wade getting ready to tee it off at the 40. It's a high, deep kick. It's going to be fielded at the 15, 20, 25, 30. About that 31-yard line, he took a hard hit.
He took a nice convincing hit out there, but he didn't cough up the ball. That was Tyler Maroney on the carry, the senior, 6'4", real good-looking specimen out there.
It's going to bring up first down and 10 at the 31-yard line, just underway, first quarter. 11:56 between Sally's and the Cavaliers. Shotgun formation. Running backs on the right side of the quarterback. It's a quarterback sneak. 35, 40, 45, still on his feet, now midfield. 45 of the Cavaliers. What a great call by Bill Donardo.
Nice call by Donardo. And, just what we mentioned, Middletown knows that Sally's has turned up their passing game. But how clever of them to get in a nice wide passing format and then have the quarterback draw and pick up that first down.
Matt Scrow, 6'2", 195, the senior quarterback for Sleazy Annam. Expect Troy Reeder, the running back, to get a lot of carries. And also, as we mentioned earlier in the Del One pregame show, Brian O'Neill will line up as a wide receiver and also tight end. Shotgun. Formation. Running back near now on the left side. Handed off. Straight ahead. 40, 35. Still on his feet. 30, 25, 20. Taking about that 18-yard line inside the red zone of the Cavaliers. And Sally's definitely prepared.
Well, they are quite prepared, and you mentioned a little bit of foreshadowing that Reeder would be doing some pretty impressive carries, and he picks up a really big first down.
Dennis Berger making the stop for the Cavaliers. We'll see him on offense when they get an opportunity. It's a first down and 10 at the 20-yard line officially. Shotgun. That's Reeder in the backfield. Quarterback keeper once again. And it's stuffed right away by number 12 for the Middletown Cavaliers. Chris Godwin, the safety, playing both ways.
Well, that was an awesome play by Godwin. As you mentioned, he is a strong safety, but he moved up to more of an outside linebacker position, and he read that play beautifully, got right in there, and was able to haul the quarterback down for a loss.
And this is the last game, John, for Darius Wade and Chris Godwin, as they're going to go separate ways in college. Darius Wade going to Boston College, and Chris Godwin going to Penn State. It's a second down and 15 at the 25. Shotgun. Reeder in the backfield. Handed off. Straight ahead running Reeder. Still on his feet. Pushing the pile. Taking it near the 15-yard line.
Reeder on the carry.
And you got to like him. I mean, he's a pretty quick ball player for a guy that stands 6'3", 230 pounds. He is cat-like in his with his footwork, but he is quite a load in terms of momentum.
First series of the ball game for Sleazy Annam. They won the coin toss. First quarter, 9:47, 0-0. Reeder, Troy Reeder, the running back, now lined up on the left side of the quarterback. O'Neill lined up on the near side. And the ball is loose, and the quarterback recovered it. As it's going to be another quarterback keeper, this time on that far side. That's going to bring up fourth down and about, we'll say 7, 9:16. And we'll have to see if they go for the long field goal or perhaps go for it on fourth down. And in high school, almost all season long, now we're going to see a field goal attempt. Usually they go for it on fourth down. Falls down. It's attempted by number 33, and he connects for Sally's. Sean Smith, the junior, 5'10", 160. And when you have a good kicker like that, it's easy.
Well, he looked pretty confident. He made it with some yardage to spare, but most importantly, he was right down the avenue. We've seen Middletown. This is our third opportunity to see Middletown, and each and every time the opposing team has scored on them first. So perhaps again another bit of foreshadowing. Middletown has allowed the other team to score first, but they've typically come roaring back. We'll wait and see what happens. 8 minutes and 58 seconds deep into the first quarter.
As you're mentioning last week's game of the week between Cesar Rodney and Middletown, Cesar Rodney on the road in Middletown jumped out to the early 7-0 lead, and Middletown stormed back from that deficit. Smith getting ready to kick it off, the junior, off the tee at that 40-yard line. You have Chris Godwin standing at his own 10-yard line. With Dennis Berger. Smith, the short kick. It's going to be fielded about that 12, 15, 20, still on his feet. And he's brought down.
Dennis Berger on the return.
Number 73 on the stop for Slasianum.
That's right. He's only a junior. That's big Aaron Colburn, the junior offensive lineman. He plays a little bit of double duty. He plays defensive end. And was able to haul down Berger, who is a pretty quick receiver.
And Del Percio gives a hug to his quarterback, Darius Wade. Has to be a lot of emotions going on for the head coach and also for Wade.
Oh, it certainly is. I mean, he's known this young man since he was a pup. He works with his mom. I mean, it's a family affair at Middletown with their football.
It's a 1st down and 10 at the 22. Empty backfield, shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers on the near, 1 on the far. As Wade's looking for number 41, that's Snyder. Just too high, out of his reach as the ball bounced to the 40-yard line. Just too high, but it was well covered as the safety was over.
Well, it was pretty well covered. He was surrounded, but just a little tall on that pass, as if it had not been too tall. He might have been able to haul it in, but he was surrounded by 3 Sally's defenders.
As they were playing the cover 2 defense. Incomplete pass. Wade, shotgun, running back on the right side. Man in motion's Godwin. Handed off to Godwin. Far side, still on his feet, 25-30. Near that 1st down marker. Not, I think, almost out of bounds near the Sally sidelines.
Tackle made by number 42, Patrick Keogh.
8:34, Sally's 3, Middletown 0. And John, as I was mentioning, most all season long, in high school, you really don't have a strong field goal kicker, so most of the time the head coaches will go for it on 4th down, but we can see we're in the finals, and most of the time you have a reliable kicker that you can count on. Back to the action on a 1st down and 10 at the 33, empty backfield, and Wade was not ready for it. He does recover.
Oh, he's swallowed up by Troy Reeder on that tackle.
Taken down in the backfield by number 9.
Also, Jared Lewis made a stop, the senior, 5'10", 250 defensive lineman. As Wade was just not ready, as it hit him in the jersey, bounced off of him, and he did recover it. Could have been a costly turnover early in this contest. 7:42, first quarter. It's the DIAA State Championship, Division I at the University of Delaware, Raymond Field. It's a 2nd down and 16 at the 27. Empty backfield, shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers on the near, 2 on the far. Quarterback sneak up the middle, 30-yard line, 35, makes another man miss near that 44-yard line. He's so quick.
He's quite quick, Anthony, as you mentioned, and there was no delay on that draw play. It looked like it absolutely was designed to be a quarterback keeper, as he accelerated almost as soon as he received the snap. And now Coach DiNardo, he's quite aware of this young man, as he's called him a special ball player, so he's already schooled Sally's on how to be ready to stop the run from Wade.
very familiar with one another. Last year's championship game, Middletown won 27-0 against Sally's at Delaware State University. It's a first down and 10 at the 44. Wade, shotgun, rolls to his right. It's complete. Wide receiver near the 50-yard line. And that was well covered as two defenders tackled the wide receiver. And that was, I believe, Chris Godwin. He's lined up everywhere, John. He is a split end, but also they'll line him up in the backfield as the running back to get him as many touches as they possibly can.
Well, he also adds a dimension of versatility to the offensive plays that they can call. Because he is such a gifted, skilled athlete, he is capable of being a threat no matter where they line him up on the field.
Back to the action. Second down and 5 at the 49. That's a high snap, but Wade recovers it. He's going to tuck it, and he's lucky that they did not have a turnover. But he's taken down at about that 45-yard line as a defensive end for Sally's in hot pursuit.
That's right. That was number 42, Patrick Keow. He is a senior, and he wasn't fooled. He just did what you would pretty much tell your defensive ball player to do, is follow his waist. Wherever the waist goes, he goes. And he was able to haul down Wade, who we know is a deadly runner.
They're having some difficulty. Middletown is with their center to the quarterback. Is some high snaps, and that one time he was not even ready for the snap. Third down and 9 at the 45-yard line. First quarter. Shotgun. He's back to pass. Rolling to his left. Now he's going to tuck it and run. He's got some room. He's at midfield. He's at the 45.
It looks like it's going to be awfully close, Anthony. He did quite a bit of scrambling, but they're going to mark that one. Looks like it's going to be a little bit short.
No, John Wade.
And they gave him the first down.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. He was looking at Darius Wade, talking about him, the senior quarterback. He was looking downfield. He didn't see anything. Everybody was well covered. Instead, a senior quarterback, what's he going to do? He just runs with it, as that's what the defense was giving him, and he gets a first down.
Well, he's a 4-year starter, so when he looks down and sees that they've only got 3 rushers and then they send in just one additional rusher as a blitz, then he realizes it's going to be a lot of coverage, so why not take off?
The first down and 10 at the 46 of the Cavaliers. Shotgun. That's a quarterback sneak. At the 40-yard line, still trying to get a couple extra yards.
Darius Wade on the keeper.
First quarter, 4 minutes, 10 seconds. Sally's 3, Middletown 0. As Middletown, John, eating up a lot of clock. The good thing about this is you keep Troy Reeder and Brian O'Neill, the wide receiver / tight end, on the sidelines as far as for the offense, but they do play both ways, so you will see them.
So, hopefully for Middletown Cavaliers then, if they can keep him on the field playing defense, then that's a little bit fatiguing, and maybe that'll take a little starch out of the offense.
Second down and 4 at the 40. Wade, that's the swing pass. Godwin, 35-30. Is Godwin finally taken out of bounds near the Sally sideline.
And that's what you want out of your receivers, Anthony. You want that yak. You want yards after the catch. And he's able to do it because he is a shifty runner and he's got quick acceleration. So he's able to get what was a quick short out pass and pick up enough for the first down.
First quarter, 3 minutes, 13 seconds. Sally's 3, Middletown 0. First down and 10 at the 27-yard line of Slasianum. Shotgun formation. Running back on the left side, I believe that's Snyder. Wade, quick release. That's Berger. Complete, 15. Fumble at the 10. I believe Sally's recovers it.
It's complete to number 16.
Oh, and that really silences the crowd on the Cavaliers side as Berger, who was as you mentioned, is returning after a long injury, has come back, has made some great contributions, but was being a little, trying to get those extra yards out there, and that is a costly turnover for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, John, he returned from injury last week against Caesar Rodney, and one reason why they defeated the Caesar Rodney Riders and their head coach, Mike Schoenwolf. It's a first down and 10 at the 10-yard line. I formation. Ball's handed off. That's Reeder straight ahead. About a yard. It's a push in the pile.
Reeder on the carry. Tackled by a boatload of Cavaliers.
2:36 first quarter. Sally's 3, Middletown 0. One turnover for the Middletown Cavaliers, and that was Dennis Berger with the fumble after that nice completion.
Well, he is, he's a very good football player, and as you mentioned, he is also a return man, so he is unafraid of running. It just happened that there was a pretty good play of defense for the Sallies.
Back to the action. Second down and 6 at the 14. I formation. Pitched near side. Still on his feet. 20-yard line. And number 41, that's Snyder for the Cavaliers. Eric Snyder, middle linebacker, 6 foot, 200. Just a junior.
Tackle made by number 14, Isaiah Mitchell. That's good enough for Salesianum.
And Sally's gets the first down. Now with the fumble, and you get that first down, you know what I don't hear? I don't hear the Middletown cowbells.
Well, you won't, but I'll tell you what, it doesn't take long for them to see something that'll make them ring those bells.
So first down and 10, 21-yard line, first quarter. Sally's on top, 3-0. Minute 38 remaining in the first quarter. Reeder, right side, quarterback, keeper, and official
prior to the snap
says it is a timeout prior to the snap. Sally's is going to burn a timeout.
You got to wonder what they saw to call a timeout, as the quarterback was, Matt Scroll was really ready to run that play.
Football tournament merchandise.
We're going to take a 30-second timeout. We're back after this.
This game is brought to you by Del One Federal Credit Union, Southern States of Milford, Smith's Family Restaurant, First State Chevrolet, Satterfield and Ryan, Witt Brothers Market, Genmore Florist, Wireless Zone, Weller's Utility Trailer, Wall Service Center, and Delaware Electric Co-op.
You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights with CatchItLive.com's Anthony Joseph on Hot Country 107.7 FM.
And welcome back. You're listening to Delaware High School football on the lights on CatchItLive.com, Hot Country 107.7. I am Anthony Joseph, joined by my broadcast partner, John Martin. We're live at Raymond Field, University of Delaware, the Division I state championship between the Cavaliers and Salesianum. Back to the action, first down and 10 at the 21 at the Bill DiNardo timeout. Shotgun, quarterback sneak, still on his feet, 25-30. Makes his way about that 32-yard line. And that's Matthew Scrow on the carry as he's going all the way from the near to the Sally sidelines to get the play from his head coach, Bill DiNardo. And then he gets it and he runs back onto the field and to the Sally's huddle.
Well, he's a utility ball player. I mean, he does a nice job of running the offense, and they're picking up some solid gains. 6, 7, 8 yards every time is enough to move the chain.
Scrow, shotgun, Reeder, right side, handoff, about that 35-yard line. Clock continues to run. 52 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 3-0 Sally's on top.
Tackle credited to number 70, Arnold Gibbs. Second down.
Scrow once again getting the play from DiNardo.
And you're right, Anthony. About 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. This might be the last play of the quarter.
The second down. Shotgun formation. Back to pass, complete, number 84. Still on his feet, making a lot of Middletown Cavaliers miss. It took 6 Middletown Cavalier defenders to bring down the 6'7" O'Neal.
That's one Cavalier per foot.
Tackle made by number 27, John.
While we have
Walker.
a moment, I'd like to thank our wireless provider, Wireless Zone, a Verizon Wireless premium retailer, 3 locations, Milford, Harrington, and Middletown. And that's going to do it. That's the end of the first quarter with Sally's 3, Middletown 0. You're listening to Hot Country 107.7 and CatchItLive.com. As it is the DIAA Division I Finals at the University of Delaware. We're back after this.
Is Del One Federal Credit Union right for you? If you live in Delaware, the answer is yes. All Delaware residents can become a member of Del One. Call us at 302-739-4496 or stop by any of our convenient branch locations throughout Delaware to find out how. Visit del-one.org for more information on the amazing benefits Del One Federal Credit Union has to offer. Become a member today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Equal opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA.
You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights with CatchItLive.com's play-by-play announcer, Anthony Joseph, on Hot Country 107.7 FM.
And welcome back live in Newark at the University of Delaware, Raymond Field. The number 1 seed, Middletown Cavaliers. The number 2 seed, Slazy-Hannum. Sally's has the early 3-0 lead. Getting ready to start the second quarter. After the game, we will announce the Delaware Electric player or players of the game. Shotgun, Reeder on the left side. Handed off Reeder. And he is stuffed right away by a host of Cavaliers. One of them, Chris Godwin, coming up from the strong safety position.
Godwin's been playing a pretty solid game today. I mean, he's done well for them on offense, and he's made a couple of key stops.
It's a second down and long at about that 44-yard line of Sally's. Shotgun. Reeder in the backfield, right side. One wide receiver on the top, one on the near side. It's complete, number 81. Crosses midfield to about that 49-yard line. That's number 81, Tyler Maroney, the 6'4 senior, 190.
Tackle made by number 14, Isaiah Mitchell.
Just underway in the second
20,
quarter.
Khalil Williams.
11 minutes to go. Sally's 3, Middletown 0. The third down and 3 at about that 49-yard line. Reeder now lined up on the near side. Shotgun. High snap. Quarterback sneak. 45, 40. Getting a little deeper in Middletown territory.
And that's a nice read by Scrow on that carry. Again, it's a nice draw play, and he waits until the hole's open and shows, a great deal of patience as he followed his blockers and was able to pick up the first down.
Miles Hall on the stop. 10:22, second quarter. Sally's 3, Middletown 0. It's a first down and 10 at the 42-yard line of the Cavaliers. Shotgun. Reeder now matched up on the right side. Back to pass. Got a wide open number 84, Brian O'Neill. Pass is incomplete. Overthrown his target. That was well covered by Dennis Berger for the Cavaliers. Man-to-man coverage.
That was man-to-man coverage, but if I'm Matt Scroll, I want to try that again. Look at the size differential between Berger and the great big Brian O'Neill.
6'7".
I tell you what, that's a mini Berger and a great big O'Neill.
As we digress, it's a second down and 10 at the 42. Shotgun. Reed lined up ahead of Scrow. Looks like a Middletown blitz. Pitched right side. Reeder, 40, 35, 30. Takes it to about that 25-yard line.
Reeder on the pitch.
Stretching out the Middletown defenses. They brought the pressure with the blitz.
And that's in his DNA. His dad played fullback here for University of Delaware. Okay, so here's a young man who, this is not a fluke. Here he is playing right on his dad's home turf. It's got to be exciting for him.
And Dan Reeder will make a mention that he knows the former Dover alumni in Penn State, Mike Mead.
Mike Mead, that's right. He sure does.
First down and 10 at the 27. I formation, near side, and that's Reeder about that 30-yard line. That's number 9 for Middletown, Miles Hall, and we keep calling his name. You never know. He could be one of the Delaware Electric players of the game after this contest.
That's right. One of the ways to make sure that they could keep themselves in contention is to continuously make big plays and do it under the eagle eye of my friend here, Mr. Anthony Joseph.
And tonight, John, you know where we're at. It's Blue Hens country.
That's right. That's right. The 6-time national champions.
It's a second down and 14. Ball spotted at the 30 of the Cavaliers. Sally's shotgun. Reed on the right side. Swing pass. 30. Takes it about that 25-yard line at the original line of scrimmage, and it's going to bring up a very long third down.
And the sophomore Peter Cox was able to make the tackle. A little bitty 5'10" Peter Cox showed no fear as he was able to make the tackle on Brian O'Neill.
8:23, second period. Sally 3, Middletown 0. The third down and 10 at the 26. Scrow, shotgun, Reeder on the left side. Back to pass. Number 81, wide open, but the defensive back about 5 yards behind the intended wide receiver and almost intercepted as that ball was thrown off target.
That's right. That's Isaiah Mitchell, the 10th grader, and boy, would he have been a real big hit in the hallways of Middletown if he'd have made that play.
8:09, second quarter. It's a fourth down and 10 at the 26. Bill DiNardo, he's going to go for it. Pro shotgun, Reeder in the backfield on the right side this time. O'Neill lined up as a wide receiver on the far. Scrooge looking on the near side. Number 81 overthrown about 5 yards. Pass incomplete near the back of the end zone. That was man-to-man coverage as number 20 had the coverage for the Cavaliers. Khalil Williams, the senior, 5'8", 150.
And I tell you what, I'm surprised that he didn't give O'Neill a look as he was also being covered one-on-one and did a beautiful stop-and-go move and had gotten himself a little bit of separation from his defender. Missed opportunity that time for the Sal's.
When you have a guy 6'7" talking about Brian O'Neill, you throw it up to him and you let
jump
him
ball
go up top and try to haul it in. It's a first down and 10 at the 26. They take over on downs. Wade pitches it near side. Godwin, 25, near that 30-yard line. Number 78 paving the way when the offensive lineman for the Cavaliers. And the offensive line, John, does not get enough credit.
Oh, they put in the work in the trenches, but let me tell you what, the first day of football season starts for the offensive linemen on Monday. You better believe it. They spend all season getting themselves in shape. They do lots of weightlifting. They do lots of study. They eat well and get ready for the upcoming season.
The second down and 6 at about that 30-yard line. Shotgun, Wade. Back to pass. Empty backfield. He's looking for his man Godwin. Instead, Berger on a crossing pattern at the 45-yard line of Slasianum. And there's a flag at the 40-yard line. I believe that's pass interference.
And that's a pretty good call as he bumped the defender. He bumped the receiver as he was headed toward the pass. The ball was in the air when he made contact. So that might be one of the easiest calls they will make all day.
Pass interference on Colby Reeder, 6'1", 180, just a sophomore, defensive back. Second quarter, 7:18. Sally's 3, Middletown 0.
First down, Middletown.
And Middletown going to take advantage of the pass interference call against Colby Reeder.
And I guarantee you, Coach DiNardo was going to use that as a teachable moment. He'll have a couple of more years to work with the young fella, and he will try to show him how he can make a better play next time.
Back to the action. Berger in motion, shotgun, high snap, bootleg, straight ahead running. Tries to get near the 50-yard line.
Tackle made by number 72, Kyle Cathers.
And right now, Salas is doing a pretty good job of containing the Cavaliers. Aside from a handful of big plays, they've done a nice job of containing them, even with the juggernauts that they have on offense.
6:48, second quarter. Sally's 3, Middletown 0. The second down and about 6 at the 49. Empty backfield, shotgun formation for Wade, the southpaw. He's rolling to his right. It's complete to Godwin. That was a deep pass to Godwin as he looked first down to his other option. Instead, he went for his primary target. That's Godwin.
That's right. He had a lot of zip on that pass, and so far, if you can judge body language and swagger from this vantage point, they still look fairly confident, the Cavaliers. I mean, we're still looking at the two very best teams in the state of Delaware, so it certainly should have come down to these two playing for the title.
The first down and 10 at the 34 of Slasianum. Shotgun. Wade's got Snyder on the right side. Man in motion's Godwin. Long snap. Bootleg. Up the middle. And number 78 making the stop.
Wade taken down in the backfield by Kyle Cathers and Aaron Colburn.
As a host of
second down.
Sally's making the stop. 6:03 to go. Second quarter, Sally's 3, Middletown 0. Second down and 13 at the 37. Snyder's in the backfield, right side. 3 wide receivers set on the near side. Shotgun, Wade. Short pass underneath. That's Berger. 30, 25, and there's a flag at the 30-yard line.
Oh, and they're going to add a couple of yards on that as it looked like one of the Sally's defenders got a little bit of the helmet inadvertently, but they're going to probably tack on a little bit of yards, and that'll benefit the Cavaliers.
As that pass interference by Kobe Reiner has really helped continue this drive and the momentum for the Cavaliers. And you have another penalty against Sally's to get them closer. 5:27, second quarter. Middletown trails 3-0.
Well, they only added 5 yards as it was an inadvertent foul against the defender, and not the more egregious 15-yard variety.
But it's a first down and 10 at the 19. That's very important. Shotgun formation, empty backfield. 2 wide receivers set on the left and 2 on the right side. Wade back to pass, looking for Godwin on a crossing pattern. Incomplete man coverage. That was number 2, Kyle Hinton, on the coverage for Slasianum.
Godwin. Broken up.
Ooh, but he has so much velocity on that pass. And you mentioned it's 30 degrees out there under close cover. And, man, you must have to have a nice, soft pair of supple mitts to be able to haul in the pass with that much speed.
Or a heat pack that the Hunters use. Back to the action on a second down and 10 at the 19. I formation this time. I believe that's Godwin and Snyder. Pitch to Godwin, left side. Takes it near that 15-yard line. Cuts outside, trying to stretch the defense.
Taken down by number.
Now, typically when we see Godwin, I mean, he bounces off of the first few defenders and breaks himself through with the tackles. But, you know, we're looking at traditional Sally's football, and they're well coached and they're fundamentally sharp. And so when they get their hands on a ball player, they'll either take him down himself or they'll hold him long enough for the gang to come in.
Kobe Reeder on the stop for Sally's. Snyder, right side, in the backfield, shotgun. 2 wide receivers on the near and 1 in motion. That's Godwin now. Rolls to his right, talk about Wade. Looking in the back of the end zone. Double coverage, intended wide receiver number 18.
Wade's pass intended
Garrett
for number
Maniitis.
18.
And Wade was under duress, so he had to get rid of it in a hurry. Incomplete pass, going to bring up 4th down and 7 at the 16. Inside the red zone. 4:09 before halftime. Middletown 0, Sally's 3.
And I tell you what, Anthony, this is the first time I've seen Wade under such duress as you mentioned. Typically, he's had all the time in the world to make the kind of plays that he wants.
He had a lot of time last week against the Caesar Rodney Riders. Shotgun, Wade. Throws it to number 9, batted down, almost intercepted, as Wade looked like he was going to run with it. Instead, he had a wide open wide receiver for a couple seconds. He threw it in coverage, so that gap closed in a hurry. The ball was batted down, incomplete, and Middletown does not get the first down, so Sally's is going to take over deep in their own territory.
And I tell you what, that was a very disappointed Darius Wade reporting to the coach on the sideline. He looked like he invoked his inner Brett Favre. I hadn't seen a high school quarterback do a jump pass in decades, but he attempted it, but he is a skilled ball player.
Shotgun formation, the 1st down and 10 at the 16. It's pitched right side, that's Reeder. Small gain.
Reeder on the pitch.
Clock continues
Tackle credited to number 22,
wind.
Peter Cox.
3:50 second quarter.
Second
Sally's
down.
3, Middletown 0. It's kind of surprised to John that this is a close contest. Not even reaching double digits yet. Just 3-0 for halftime.
It only takes 1 point to win, and this is as close as the slimmest margin as you can get to win.
I formation. Handed off straight ahead. And he runs into a brick wall.
Reeder on the carry.
And that was Reeder on the carry, number 56, making the stop.
Tackle made by number 56, Luke Alantrio.
Luke Alantrio, the middle linebacker, 5'8", 207, just a junior.
That's right. He's a compact ball player, but like his brother Alex, who was also a pretty good football player and a dynamite lacrosse player, and like his dad, they are compact and powerful.
The 3rd down and 7 at the 19. 2:43 second quarter. Sally's 3, Middletown 0. I formation. And I believe Sally's used the timeout. They should have 2 remaining, and they did.
There's a timeout on the field.
While we have a moment, I'd like to thank Wireless Zone, a Verizon Wireless premium retailer. 3 locations, Milford, Harrington, and Middletown. Last week's Delaware Electric player of the game, we had Darius Wade, and we'll have to see if Darius Wade can be the Delaware Electric player of the game. But since it is the Division I state championship game between Sally's and Middletown, it's going to be the Delaware Electric players of the game, since it is the final high school football broadcast of the season on KetchUpLive.com and Hot Country 107.7.
That's right. That's right. And I do, once again, since we've got ourselves a little bit of a break, we certainly do appreciate our sponsors. They are the ones that really make it possible for us to be able to bring a quality product to our listening audience.
Well said, John. 2:35, second quarter, Sally's 3, Middletown 0. Sally's 1 timeout remaining before halftime. I formation. Looks like Middletown bringing about 8 or 9 men. Expecting a running play out of the I. Back to pass. It's a screen, complete. That's number 84. And when he made the reception, you had heavy pursuit from the Cavaliers, as you had 2 defenders around O'Neal, and then when he caught it, you had two more. And O'Neal at 6'7", you would think Bill Donardo would try to get the ball to him very often.
I would say so. I mean, all you got to do is just get it there. As tall as he is, he was actually able just to lean himself over and get enough for the first down. And here they are. This is Smash Mouth Sally's football.
So first down and 10 at the 27. It's a draw play straight ahead, pushing the pile about 5 yards, advancing it to the 35-yard line of Slasianum. It's a minute 54. Clock continues to tick away. Sally's 3, Middletown 0. Sally's has one timeout remaining.
That's right, and old Reeder was out there playing until the whistle blows, and perhaps a little bit to the dismay of some of the Cavalier fans, but he's just doing what he was taught to do ever since he's been playing Pop Warner. You play until the referee says the play is done.
You're correct. Reeder lined up in the backfield, near side, quarterback keeper, still on his feet. It's a hard hit, ball came off. Ball came out, it popped loose, number 41 recovered it. Eric Snyder for the Cavaliers.
And that was an invigorating play, and here comes the deafening clang of the cowbell. Big tackle by number 20, Khalil Williams, making the shoestring tackle, and he absolutely upended Scrow and caused the turnover.
That's good field position.
Fumble recovered by number 41,
second quarter, minute 22. Sally's 3, Middletown 0. Wade, shotgun. Man in motion, Snyder. It's a quick, all right, was Wade now. Throwing it in the end zone. Complete. As that was a trick play, instead of Wade lining up at the quarterback position, that was Godwin. Instead, they snapped it. Godwin releases it to the wide open Wade, and then the southpaw, a nice tight spiral in the back of the end zone, and that was an easy 6.
And that was Berger that made that reception, and now he'll also hold it for Gurlitz, who will attempt the extra point.
Claire Gurlitz ready for the extra point. Long snap, ball's down, it is up, and it is good as Middletown capitalizes on the Sally's turnover. Middletown 7, Sally's 3.
And that'll change the calculus for the Sallies, as they were content to slowly grind the clock away and just bring the ball up the field just inch by inch. But now, being down by 4 with 1 minute 13 seconds remaining, they'll perhaps look to score, or who knows, maybe be content to try to get into the locker room and hear one of Bill Donardo's famed pep talks. And when I say pep talks, I mean crab claws, quotation marks, pep talks, as they are legendary.
As Middletown, they're in their 4th consecutive Division I state championship game. And Middletown trying to win 3 in a row. And Sally's, meanwhile, they lost last year 27-0 against Middletown, so they have revenge on their mind. Darius Wade getting ready to kick it off from his own 40. Deep men for Sally, standing at about their own 5. That's Maroney. It's a high kick, will be fielded at the 15. It's 20. It's got a seam. 25, 30, 35. And he's dropped at about that 38-yard line. Number 24 on the stop.
And that's good field position, and with 1 minute and 7 seconds remaining. Now remember, Sally's is a pretty good football team. They wouldn't be this far if they were not good. And they're quite capable of some quick strikes themselves. They've got tall receivers and a confident quarterback, so anything's possible. And they'll be looking to try to see if they can get into field goal range to tighten up the contest, or either go ahead.
Ty Henry on the stop, special teams for the Cavaliers. It's a first down, shotgun formation at the 37-yard line of Sally's with 1:07. Back to pass. Looking downfield, man-to-man coverage. He hauls it in. That's O'Neal. 25-20, 10-5, touchdown! Sally's, Brian O'Neal, man-to-man coverage against Dennis Berger.
Oh, my goodness. And did he ever put on an aerial assault? I mean, that is seriously an assault if you pick on the man who has just scored a touchdown and go right back to your big 6'7" O'Neal as a target. Fantastic play, and here it is, Anthony, just like we kind of predicted. They can strike and score back quickly. There's 57 seconds remaining, and the former state champs are right out there, so they may have something to say.
The extra point attempt is on the way, and it is good. Sean Smith connects. Sally's 10, Middletown 7. 57 seconds remain before halftime.
And nothing silences the bells like a quick strike like that. That was a beautiful pass and an even more impressive run by the big 6'7" O'Neal.
And that was a quick strike. His Bill Donardo's message will change in a hurry. You go from 7-3 to up by 3 points, 10-7.
He'll probably have to reach in his pocket then and pull out another one of his speeches, another one of his legendary talks. I mean, as I'm sure they're accustomed to being ahead, but with 57 seconds remaining and they're playing for the championship, Anthony, anything can happen. You see who's back there ready to return, don't you? You've got Berger, who just scored, was just scored on, and, of course, the ever-dangerous Chris Godwin.
Sean Smith getting ready to kick it off the tee at his 40. Godwin back deep with Berger at the 10. And it's a short squib, fielded by number 14 at the 25. 30, 35.
And that's Isaiah Mitchell, who's had a pretty good game so far. He was able to break up a nice pass early, almost had a pick off, and he's only a sophomore. They're real big and hopeful for this young man to help carry the torch and to fill in some of the gaps that will undoubtedly be there as the dynamic duo leaves next year, or leaves this year.
It's a first down and 10 at the 36. Darius Wade has 53 seconds to work with before halftime. Shotgun. It's a blitz by Sally's. They pick it up. It's Godwin on a short underneath route at the 45-yard line. Man-to-man coverage. Number 7, Louis Fidel, 6'170", defensive back. They better hurry up. 33.1 seconds remaining before halftime. Sally's 10, Middletown 7. And Sally's has the one timeout. Seeing if Middletown's going to call one or not.
Well, they actually, he stopped the clock by downing the ball with 33 seconds remaining, even though Godwin was giving them the signal like to keep it moving. So they were able to stop and call a play.
Instead of using one other timeout. Shotgun formation. Wade back to pass. He's under pressure in the pocket. Pass is intercepted. Underthrown. That was number 88. Batting it in the air, and he comes down with it for Sally's. Stephen Freeborn, 6'5", 210 pounds, defensive end in coverage. And that's tough to defend against the height.
That's right. That's right. You can practice all day long. You can lift weights all you want to. But some things like height and speed, they are gifts.
It's a first down and 10 at the 45-yard line of Slasianna. I formation. Long snap. 24 seconds remaining before halftime. Ball's handed off. That's Reeder up the middle. past the UAD logo at about that 48-yard line of the Cavaliers. 15 seconds before halftime.
Second down.
Godwin on the tackle, and Sally's is going to use their final timeout.
Takes a timeout.
John, we see a different strategy, especially in the championship game. Normally with about 10 seconds, you would see the coaches telling their players to take a knee, but instead with so much at stake, you want at least one more opportunity, or maybe perhaps two. You're at a timeout, so you're going to have a pass down near the sidelines, or at least a first down to stop the clock, but you only, as I mentioned, 10 seconds. So you're going to have to hurry up. But my point is, since it is the championship game, you want as many points as you possibly can going into halftime, as Middletown, one of the true dynasties in high school football at this time, is they're striving for their third straight Division I championship.
Well, that 27-0 beating from last year is probably still fresh in their minds, and perhaps they just called a timeout to make sure that there are no mistakes made.
It's a second down and 2 at the 47. Shotgun. Skro, the quarterback, the senior. Reader on the left side. He's back to pass. He's scrambling into pressure. Feels the pressure. It's caught, number 14. 3 seconds. The 30-yard line. Past that first down marker, so the time will stop. 0.6 seconds.
Number 14, Chad.
They're all out of timeouts.
Tackle made by number 14, Isaiah Mitchell. Good enough for Salesiano.
Ball at about that 34-yard line. And they're not going to get an opportunity with only 6 seconds left.
And that'll do it for you.
And that will do it with no timeouts left. Sally's on top, 10-7 over the Middletown Cavaliers.
You could have fooled me. I was really surprised to see that Sally's would go ahead and take a shot at it, as opposed to taking a knee and taking a safe route into the locker room at halftime. But 10-7, incredible game. What do you think about it so far?
It's a great, exciting game for the Division I championship at Raymond Field at the University of Delaware. You are listening to Delaware High School football under the lights on CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7.
Hi, this is Laura Witt. My family has operated Witt Brothers Market for over 30 years with a dedication to customer service and quality products. Witt Brothers Market is your hometown market where you'll always get hometown service. We're a part of the community and always will be. Stop in and see us soon. Witt Brothers Market on Camden, Wyoming Avenue in Wyoming. If you have any questions, call us 697
Southern States. Try the MS-171 steel chainsaw. With its reduced emission technology, it requires less fuel consumption and limits the exhaust you will breathe. This innovative machine can be used to tackle small trees, cut firewood, or routine cleanup. So stop by Southern States in Milford or call 422-8066.
Trailers, trailers, trailers. Jim Weller here, and if you need a trailer, give me a call. Open and close, new, used, rusty, dusty.
Catch it live streaming of your events in high-definition video to anywhere in the world. Call Jim at 337-7300, 337-7300, 337-7300. No event too small.
You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights with CatchItLive.com's play-by-play announcer, Anthony Joseph, on Hot Country 107.7 FM.
And welcome back. We're live at the University of Delaware. Blue Hens Country at Tubby Raymond Field. And we're going to be joined in a matter of moments by Brad Myers from the News Journal as we are at halftime, as you're listening to Delaware High School football under the lights on CatchItLive.com and Hot Country 107.7. Sally's up 10-7 against the Middletown Cavaliers. John, go ahead. I'm waiting for you.
I'm still slack-jawed here. I just have seen an amazing contest, and I'm not shocked, but I'm really more amazed at the prowess of O'Neal and the fact that they were just so confident, and also that the Cavaliers would continue to have man-to-man coverage with such a height difference between the receiver and the defender. I mean, I would imagine that they're going to change some of that coverage and perhaps go into a cover 3 and maybe do a little bit more shading so they got some support to try to handle the 6'7" O'Neal.
And now we're going to bring over my special guest at halftime, Brad Myers from the News Journal, as you recap a middle in Godwin this year, 10-1 on the season. Last year, 10-2, Middletown 27, Newark 23, and that was the Division I championship at Delaware State University. And then back in 2010, they lost 37-25. Now I'd like to welcome in my special guest, Brad Myers. And what are your thoughts as Sally's has the three-point advantage over the defending state champions, Middletown Cavaliers?
Well, Anthony, I think my number one thought is what a tremendous atmosphere this has been. I think the big concern for DIAA was that the Delaware Stadium was going to look empty, but it looks full on the sides. It looks full on both sides. I would say there's got to be 10,000, 12,000 people here, and they're just seeing a fantastic game. These teams have gone back and forth. We haven't had a single punt in the first half, and, there have been turnovers. There have been a lot of exciting plays, and I think it's just been tremendous so far.
Are you surprised that Sally's is up 10-7 at halftime against Middletown?
I'm not surprised. They won the first game 24-13, and they've made some big plays. Middletown's made some big plays. I think the second half it's wide open. This game could go either way, and it's probably going to come down to just a critical play at the end, the way this first half is going.
Since Middletown defeated Sally's last year in the state championship game, and then this year in week number 10, Middletown loses 24-13, Did that game give Sally's the confidence going into this one that they knew that this year they had a chance to defeat the Cavaliers?
I think it did. I think it helped their confidence a lot because Middletown really dominated last year. They won 35-0 during the regular season, then they won 27-0 in the state championship game. But these teams are much different. Middletown lost a lot of players on both sides of the line up front, and they dominated Sally's at the line of scrimmage last year. That has not been the case. Sally's had the upper hand here, and it's been more. The University of Pittsburgh next fall. I think you're going to see him make plays like that at Pittsburgh. He's just a tremendous athlete. They say he's 6'7". I think he's closer to 6'8" when you look at him, and he's fast. I think he not only has a great future at Pittsburgh. When I see him, I see the potential for an NFL player. I think he's that good. He's got soft hands. He's a tremendous basketball player, so he can catch the ball. And that play there at the end of the first half, I mean, he just used his size advantage, just took the ball away, and then he took it all the way.
He reminds me of Tony Gonzalez playing for the Atlanta Falcons, as he had a very solid NFL career. Just he's very tall but very athletic, and I think in the NFL, but first he has to have a great, outstanding career at Pittsburgh University. But I think he has all the tools to make it in the NFL.
Yeah, let's not put him in the Hall of Fame yet, but I really think he's got a bright future, and I've talked to him a few times. He's a really, really nice kid, really polite, well-spoken, but he has a unique skill set for Delaware high school football. It's been a long time since we've seen anybody who's that tall and that big and that fast all at the same time. And like I said, he's got great hands, and he really showed them off. I have him with 4 catches for 83 yards here at the half, including that big 63-yard touchdown. So just a tremendous half for him.
Do you have some other stats that you can pass along to the listeners?
Yeah, it's Sally's has 17 carries for 117 yards. Middletown 10 carries for 41 yards. For Salesianum, Troy Reeder has 11 carries for 73 yards, and Matt Scrow, the quarterback, he's underrated as a runner. He has 5 carries for 36 yards. Passing, we have Sally 6 of 9 for 102 yards. That's all Matt Scrow. And then Darius Wade having a good night. He's 7 of 13 with the 1 interception late in the first half there for 107 yards for Middletown. And receiving, like I said, O'Neill has 4 catches for 83 yards. They've held Chris Godwin from Middletown to 3 catches for 35 yards, and that's pretty good because he's headed to Penn State. He's an outstanding player, and he's certainly a threat to have a huge second half here. And
Darius Wade, he is graduating early and headed to Boston College.
Yeah, he's leaving, I believe his last day of class, his last day at Middletown High School is January 9th, and he's going to enroll at Boston College January 13th. So not much of a break, but he's excited. He's eager to get up there. And by doing this, he's going to be eligible for spring practice next spring, which should give him a leg up. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him get some playing time at quarterback up there at Boston College as a true freshman.
Another big round of applause.
Now, Brad, what are your thoughts on the University of Delaware hosting again the Division I and Division II state championships?
Well, Anthony, they said this was a one-year deal, and they were going to evaluate it and see how it went, see how the attendance was, see just what the atmosphere was like. And I would really be surprised. I think the only way that this game wouldn't come back here for a long time would be if they can't work out some sort of a deal with the university. I think that's the only possible snag, because this has been a tremendous atmosphere here. Delaware State always did a nice job hosting the games, and it was a nice atmosphere down there as well. But this is the premier facility in the state. It's the University of Delaware, and we've had a really nice crowd. I'm surprised at how big the crowd is tonight, and I think everybody's just excited to see this game. It's cold, but everybody's having a good time, and like I said, I think there may be 12,000 people here, and that's just tremendous.
And that's an improvement over last year's attendance at Delaware State University?
Yeah, Delaware State's Alumni Stadium, it only holds about 7,000 fans. And, it was sometimes it could be ideal because they could really fill it up, and it would really look packed. Delaware Stadium, I mean, don't get me wrong, this isn't sold out. It holds 22,000. But in both of the end zones are closed off to spectators. But both of these sideline seating, there are a lot of people. It is filled in really nice. They were worried about it looking a little empty, but it doesn't look that way at all.
Brad, what can we expect in the second half between Sally's and Middletown?
I think it's just going to be more of the same. I think you're going to see big plays by both sides. I think you're going to see, I think we've already had a couple of turnovers, and I think it may come down to a late turnover or a late long touchdown. Wade and Godwin, they both had tremendous careers. They're not going to want to go out with a loss in their final game here in Delaware. So they're going to give it everything they have. On the other side, Troy Reeder, the Sal's will pound away with that running game, and I think it's going to be very close either way.
Brad, before I let you go, is there anything you'd like to add?
No, I think, it's just been like I said, a wonderful atmosphere here, and very impressed with what DIAA has done, and I think this is going to be just a great second half.
Thanks, Brad, for taking the time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
And that's Brad Myers from the News Journal. We're going to take another time out as you're listening to Delaware High School football under the lights on CatchAlive.com and Hot Country 107.7.
Hi, I am Gary Rhodes from Milford Southern States, and the time is now to check out our full line of Mahindra tractors. Mahindra tractors are reliable and provide superior performance when tackling fields and farmland. No job is too small for the heavy-duty Mahindra tractor, as it can lift bales of straw, cultivate gardens, and cut big yards. It is easy to operate, has many uses, and comes with a 5-year warranty. Also at Southern States Milford, we value our customers. We are a proud supporter of high school athletics and have been farmer-owned since 1948.
Hi, this is Laura Witt. My family has operated Witt Brothers Market for over 30 years with a dedication to customer service and quality products. Witt Brothers Market is your hometown market where you'll always get hometown service. We're a part of the community and always will be. Stop in and see us soon. Witt Brothers Market on Camden, Wyoming Avenue in Wyoming. If you have any questions, call us 697-6174. Proud sponsor of CR High School Sports.
Got metal? Get it to Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling. Fitzgerald's pays you cash. Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling is environmentally friendly and helping to keep Delmarva clean and green by recycling. So bring your copper, aluminum, and brass, stainless steel, wire, lead, light iron, heavy steel, tractors, farm equipment, lawnmowers, and appliances, barbecue grills, aluminum cans, even cars and trucks. Fitzgerald's is local and family-owned since 1935. Jesus recycles people. Fitzgerald's recycles cars.
It'd sure be nice to get out of the house, get a change of scenery, and try the wonderful atmosphere and home-style food of Smith's Family Restaurant. We'll treat you like you're coming to our house. We're known for great seafood, the best beef and chicken dumplings around, and you've got to try the homemade sweet potato biscuits and homemade rolls. A great place to eat anytime, 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Smith's Family Restaurant. It's worth the drive to eat at Smith's on Route 13 in Greenwood. Call 349-5114.
Is Del One Federal Credit Union right for you? If you live in Delaware, the answer is yes. All Delaware residents can become a member of Del One. Call us at 302-739-4496 or stop by any of our convenient branch locations throughout Delaware to find out how. Visit del-one.org for more information on the amazing benefits Del One Federal Credit Union has to offer. Become a member today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Equal opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA.
Stop in and see the friendly, courteous staff at First State Chevrolet on Route 113 in Georgetown for all of your automotive needs. We are located in the heart of Henlopen Conference football country, just a short drive from anywhere in Lower Delaware. We carry the full lineup of new Chevrolet cars and trucks, as well as a great selection of Chevrolet certified pre-owned vehicles. Check out the new Silverado pickup, which is all new for this year, and also we're your exclusive dealer in Lower Delaware for the new Corvette Stingray. Our employees make the difference here at First State Chevrolet. Stop in and see how we put you, the customer, first.
When severe weather strikes, a Generac generator from Satterfield and Ryan will keep your home running smoothly and your family safe and secure. Satterfield and Ryan is Delaware's only elite power pro dealer, providing professional sales, superior service, and quality repairs. Satterfield and Ryan in Milford, online at delawaregenerators.net. Call 302-422-4919. Satterfield and Ryan. Get the job done right the first time. You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights with CatchItLive.com's Anthony Joseph on Hot Country 107.7 FM.
And welcome back. This is a special presentation of Friday Night Football Under the Lights on Saturday night. As we mentioned earlier, the NFL does it all the time.
That's right, they do. And Anthony, let me tell you, I'm getting some real good feedback. Thanks to our fans out there who are listening. A big shout out also to my wife, Ronica, who says we sound great. She's listening to us live and said, Anthony, you sound great. Marty, you sound okay.
As you can listen on CatchItLive.com, besides listening on the radio on Hot Country 107.7.
That's right, and it wouldn't be possible without the generous support of our sponsors. Anthony, what do you think of the contest so far? I mean, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the slow start, but then the rapid scores at the end of the game. We were 3-0, and then all of a sudden now, bam, bam, 10-7, Sally's up. What's going on?
Well, if you look at last year's score, you think, okay, it's 27-0. You compare it to week number 10, 24-13, and you compare it to last week's big win of Middletown taking on Caesar Rodney, and then Sally's just barely slipping past Dover in overtime with Marcellus Pack dropping that fumble in overtime on that second down and I believe about 10. And Sally's at that point had their opportunity on their possession and punched it in, and that's why we're here tonight. Sally's taking on Middletown. And answering your question, I expected a close game, but I really thought we would have more points on the scoreboard at this stage.
Well, that's right, Anthony. I would have thought so too, but when they're playing and the stakes are so high, I mean, we're looking at the ultimate prize, the state championship. Ball players sometimes, they get a little tentative. They get a little bit tight because they're trying to play to not make mistakes as opposed to playing to make the big play. Now, I'm sure both coaches and their coaching staff, they've given the team the requisite pep talks that they've needed. They've also made some of the adjustments that they've needed. And, Anthony, I can predict that now that they're playing for all the marbles and they've gotten some of the jitters out of their way, they'll probably be a lot more electric on the offensive side. Speaking of electric, Anthony, what happens at the end of the game?
It's the Delaware Electric player or players of the game. I know where you were headed with that one.
Well, you know what happens if you get a chance to sit down and you get your second season working with the voice of Delaware football, then we're bound to have some familiar banter. I think that's the kind of stuff that our fans like to hear.
And I also like to thank Del One for sponsoring the Del One pregame show. Del One Federal Credit Union has several convenient locations, and becoming a member is very, very easy. Call them at 739-4496. Del One, the one way to a better life.
Hey, one more time, too, before the game gets started, too, how about the invisible force behind the program sitting right to your left? If it wasn't for his magic and know-how, we wouldn't be able to get it going.
Sean Smith kicks it off, the tee at the 40, and that was Godman back deep, fielded at the 30, 35-yard line, taken Out of bounds at that 40-yard line. No, I did not forget what you were talking about as the action just started, but we would like to thank our show producer all season long, Colin Walls, for making this possible. He does a great job, almost like we're in the NFL or college.
That's right. He's the central nervous system of our program. Without him, we wouldn't be able to get it done. He has the intelligence, the wiring, and he makes sure that we are connected to the world and the world is listening to us.
He makes it seem big time.
Yes, he does.
And we're back to the action. First down and 10 at the 40-yard line. Shotgun formation, empty backfield. Wade back to pass, under pressure. He's looking downfield for Godwin, man-to-man coverage. He hauls it in. What a catch. The 6'4" Godwin.
That's right. That was a great throw, but an even better catch. And I like the way the officials are letting these ball players play, too. They're letting them jockey with one another within the confines of the rules of the game and allowing them to battle it out to see who should come down with it. So a big shout out to our DIAA officials as they are calling a nice, clean, safe game.
First down and 10 at the 23. Short pass, and it was low to the ground, trying to see if the official was going to say that was a catch. And it's complete.
Complete to Dennis Berger.
And that's Dennis Berger making the grab. Second down. 11:25, third quarter. Sally's 10, Middletown 7. Wade directing his players. Shotgun. Snyder in the backfield on the left side. It's Berger in motion. Quarterback keeper straight ahead. Pushing the pile for a couple extra yards. And number 28, that's a hard hit. That's Colby Reeder from Sally's making the stop.
By number 72, Kyle Cathers. And number 74, Jared Lewis.
And he did a little bit of dancing, a little bit of twinkle toes, but he was able to get enough for the first down for the Cavaliers. So big play by Wade. And, of course, let's not forget the contributions of Berger, who has been solid on both sides.
It's a first down inside the red zone. Slazianum, shotgun. Snyder on the left side of Wade. Short pass, complete. Godwin. And now they're waving it off since incomplete.
Pass intended for Godwin is incomplete.
Slow to the
second down.
And perhaps an errant throw this time, and you won't see that happen often with Wade. Perhaps he was trying to avoid the defender and put the ball just where it could be caught by the receiver, but that one happened to skip off the ground, and the referees whistled that one dead. Incomplete pass for the Cavaliers.
That play was slow to develop, just a little low to the ground. Incomplete I formation this time. Handed off. That's Godwin in the backfield. Found his blockers trying to cut outside for a minimal gain. Number 72 making the stop.
But did you see the pulling guard, too? The captain of the team, Big Jacob Bricker, clearing out the path for the running back as he served as basically a flying he was playing lineup as a wide receiver and was a flying blocker for that play.
Ty Cathers on the stop. Wade, shotgun. Snyder left side, back to pass. Looks to his right now. He's going to go left side now in the middle of the field and twists and turns to the near side and taken down by a host of Sally's defenders. Number 81, 88, 84, and 72 was in the vicinity.
That's right. That was Maroney in on the tackle. He was supported by Cathers Freeborn. And, of course, Wade was held up because he couldn't get out of the eyesight nor the grasp of the big 6'7" O'Neal. He ultimately did put him in a position for the rest of the Sal's to make the game tackle.
Timeout on the field. Middletown will use one of their 3 timeouts. 9:20 mark, third quarter. Middletown 7, Sally's 10. And it's a 4th down and 8 at the 10-yard line. John, this game is nothing to yawn about.
It is nothing to yawn about. And I'll tell you what, Anthony, I am surprised that they are calling a timeout with so much time remaining. That lets you know they're playing for the marbles. And it is right now a look of concern on the staff and the players of Middletown Cavaliers, as this is unfamiliar territory for them. Even being down only 3, but in the second half, that's new ground for the Cavaliers.
Now in the NFL, most of the time you want to keep your 3 timeouts for the end, especially if you're trailing. But Del Percio thought that he needed it on this 4th down and 8 at the 10. Thus Louisiana. Shotgun empty backfield. 2 wide receivers on the far, 1 on this near side. He's under pressure, misses the sack. He's still in the grasp of number 84, O'Neal. There's a flag at the 25, and this play is whistled dead as Wade took a hard hit. He's back at the 35-yard line as O'Neal was in his face and put a hard hit on him.
He did, but I believe he might have gotten a piece of that helmet, and that would be good for the Cavaliers and highly unfortunate for the Sal's.
He picks up the flag and moves it and throws it back down.
He plays the hokey pokey with that. But there looks like there's some clapping going on for the Sal's and a little bit of encouragement by number 2, Kyle Hinton of the Sal's, telling the fans to go ahead and make some noise, as it looks like they have caused a turnover, and a big, costly one for the Cavaliers.
Now, it looked like Wade, as he was under pressure, if he was outside the tackle box, but there was 2 penalties, and it is going to be intentional grounding against Middletown.
Against Middletown, that is declined.
And also a holding on the Cavaliers. So they're not going to call anything against Sally's and O'Neal, even though that was a hard hit. And as you mentioned, his hand was near the face mask of the senior quarterback, Darius Wade.
That's right, but
First down,
both of those infractions were against the Cavaliers. And once again, I mean, these are not the kinds of mistakes you typically see in a Cavalier team.
So first down and 10 at the 34-yard line. I formation. Ball handed off, straight ahead running. Moving the pile, about a 5-yard gain.
On the carry.
And it seems like Sally's has some kryptonite for the Middletown Cavaliers, as last week they looked invincible against Caesar Rodney. They almost looked like Superman, and nothing could stop them.
That's right. They look like world beaters out there, but you're right. It seems like Sally's has got a little bit of what it takes to solve the equation, the Cavalier conundrum.
So second down and 4 at the 40. I formation, up the middle, 2 or 3 yards.
And you gotta like that power eye football, and the Sal's with their solid blocking, their well-coached line, and their big, skilled backfield. That's where you can just use your power eye offense to either just pound it up the middle to get it to the fullback, or to use just a little bit of trickery and continue to smash the ball up the field with your running back.
And we have a official measurement. The chain gang is brought out the stick, said it's a first down.
After the measurement, Salesiana
8:20.
First down.
Sally's gets the first down as they're up 10-7. Division I DIAA championship game at Raymond Field at the University of Delaware.
And so many times the Cavaliers and the Sal's have squared off, not just even in football, but even in basketball. In 2004, they met in the state championship right here at UD for basketball. And in that one, the Cavaliers won the first of 2 back-to-back championships.
Throw, I formation, the quarterback pitches it. That's Reeder, far side, still on his feet, busting out that outside edge.
Reeder on the pitch.
Near midfield.
By number 56, Luke
And, John, we still hear the cowbells, but they're not as loud as last week in Middletown, as Sally's has had the momentum off and on throughout this evening.
That's right, but the die-hard Cavalier fans, too, they're still here. They haven't emptied out. They're right here with their team, but you're right. There's not as much of the continuous clanging of the bells, but right there you can hear an ambient noise. The Cavalier faithful will continue to clang.
John, I think they were listening to our broadcast and they thought they needed to make a little more noise.
They are listening. They're standing up waving at us right now.
As you can listen on catchalive.com and on the radio, of course, on Hot Country 107.7. Sally's just burns the timeout. Sally's has 2 left. Middletown has 2 at the 7:56 mark, third quarter. Sally's 10, Middletown 7. And after the game, we will select the Delaware Electric player or players of the game. And this is the final broadcast of the Delaware High School football season this year. This is our 13th game, or my 13th game. And, John, you've worked several games this season, and glad you're a part of the broadcast tonight.
Well, Anthony, I certainly appreciate it. And this was a marquee matchup, and we had been looking forward to this. And certainly I know we've been excited about it because we've been talking about these games off and on.
Back to the action, second down and 5 at the 49. Shotgun ball's handed off, and the ball carrier slips, fumble, and I believe Middletown recovered it, or they're signaling like they did.
Reeder is tripped up behind.
And Reeder is tripped up, and he was stripped of the ball, and number 9 recovers it. Miles Hall, the senior, we mentioned him many, many times. And if Middletown wins, and I'm not saying they will because they're trailing 10-7, you have to strongly consider him for the Delaware Electric player or players of the game. I would say he's probably going to be one of them.
Well, he certainly has had a whale of a game so far. I mean, we still have 7 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in the third, and that was largely a self-inflicted wound by the Sal's as the running back tripped over the quarterback and started to bobble the ball and contributed to the fumble.
Bad exchange. First down and 10. Bought the 49-yard line. Shotgun formation. Quarterback keeper. Wade spinning, missing a couple tackles. And could have been sacked for a big loss at the 47-yard line. Instead, gets a couple positive yards. Second down and about 8. Clock continues to wind. 7:27. Third quarter, Sally's 10, Middletown 7. It's a battle of the heavyweights, and at halftime we got to hear Eye of the Tiger. And it's just fitting tonight, the number 1 seed, Middletown, taking on the number 2 seed, Sally's, and it is like a heavyweight fight.
And pardon the pun, but right now it's a little bit of a rocky road.
Back to the action, as you're getting spoozed, but we're not going to stay on that. Second down and 9 at the 48. Wade under pressure, dancing like a fighter. Now he's going to run with it at the 50, 45, 40, and a hard hit. He took near the 35-yard line.
That's right, but he was able to lean himself just over the marker for the first down. And Anthony, yes, right, we did get a couple of groans and a couple of boos, but the kind of comedian I am, I'm just really just looking for some kind of a visceral reaction. If I get a reaction, I just consider that to be just as good as being a laugh.
Well, John, while we're doing this, we're promoting the kids, we're promoting the coaches.
Oh, that's right.
And high school athletics, that's what it's all about.
That's right, absolutely.
First down and 10 at the 38. Wade back to pass. Passing pattern complete to Godwin from the 30 to the 25 to the 20. Another first down inside the red zone at about that 18-yard line. And Del Percio relaying the play to his senior, Darius Wade.
That's right, and Wade now has a little bit of that bounce in his step. He's on the balls of his feet as he walks back in and looks certainly a little bit more confident as he's trying to get the Cavaliers to pay dirt. Certainly they would take a tie, but I know they want to go ahead with a touchdown.
The first down and 10, ball officially at the 20-yard line, as it was near the 18, but they mark it at the 20, and there is a flag.
On the field.
Not many penalties tonight. It's been a clean game. And it's a false start against the Middletown Cavaliers.
The Cavaliers. Still
5:48, third period. Sally's 10, Middletown 7. It's going to back them up an additional 5 yards. First down and 15 at the 25-yard line. Wade breaks huddle. Shotgun. He's got Snyder in the backfield on the left side. He's got Berger on the near, and Godwin's on the far. Long snap. Wade back to pass. Looking for number 18. It is complete for about 5 yards.
Complete.
Garrett
to number 18.
Marinitis.
Second down.
And once again, the Sal's making certain that they're getting the stop because they had 3 of their defenders wrapping their arms around the receiver and making sure that they were able to halt his progress.
Marinitis lined up again on this near side. Man in motion's Berger. Snyder in the block for Wade. Short pass, that's Godwin at the 20. 15, still on his feet. Trying to get near that first down marker, but he stopped short. 4:32, third quarter. Sally's 10, Middletown 7.
All right, Anthony, look, we might come up to a field goal situation. What do you think the Cavaliers will do if they get down to the 4th down and haven't gotten into the end zone? Do you think they'll bring out Gurlitz to try to tie it up?
Last time they went for, I believe it was a 4th and 8, so we'll have to see if they change their decision this time. It's a 3rd down and 6 ball placed at the 16. Wade has Snyder on the right side, shotgun. Ball's handed off to Godwin. He's man in motion, but there is a flag near the 20-yard line. That's where Godwin originally lined up and went from the far to the near as he was in motion.
Made by number 7, Louis Fidel.
Louis Fidel making the stop.
And the 11th grader Freeborn doing a little bit of early celebration, which indicates that it could be against the Cavaliers.
There was a flag on the play.
And Del Percio is out on the field. He is livid with the official, and he has to watch it because you cannot stay on the field.
And his coach
they're going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct against Del Percio because he was fired up. And you knew it was a matter of time something was going to happen.
Well, now he has bought himself a little bit of time with his quarterback because that will bring play to a halt. There's one thing that will stop a game. When the coach gets on the field, the play stops.
As Del Percio being held back from one of the officials. He's got to get off the field, and he does. We'll have to see if the players respond. As he's fighting for his players when they do not agree with the officiating.
And sometimes a real good coach, too, he'll be a little bit demonstrative to get the team and the fan base fired up. And now you can hear the corresponding bells.
3rd down and 26. Another flag. Pass complete to Godwin at the 30-yard line, and their first down would have been near the 10-yard line, but that flag at the 40-yard line on the far side.
To number 72, Kyle Cathers, and number
3:23, third quarter. Sally's 10, Middletown 7.
It is a false start.
And another penalty against Middletown. Another 5 yards. False start.
Well, the offense, at least in this particular series, is imploding.
And they declined it. John didn't want to interrupt you, but wanted to mention that brings up 4th down and a pivotal play for Coach Del Percio. Do you go for it or maybe pooch it and try to pin the Sallies, because I think it's out of Gurlitz's range, on a 4th down and 26, all the way now at about that 32-yard line.
Well, they're certainly lining up for a passing play.
Shotgun, and they're going to go for it. High snap. Wade reels it in. He's back to pass. He's hit. He floats A floater as Godwin, the intended wide receiver, and Wade was hit as he released that pass.
That'll be a turnover on
And
downs.
Godwin
First
could not
down,
reel it in.
Sally.
Another fourth down fails for the Cavaliers.
And Wade doing a little bit of pleading, perhaps negotiating with the officials, maybe asking for them to take a look maybe later on, some future consideration. But for now, that is a turnover against the Cavaliers, and that leaves the Sallies with pretty good field position, Anthony.
So first down and 10, officially at the 31-yard line of Sallies. Third quarter, 2:49. Sallies 10, Middletown 7. Throws shotgun for him. And now he's lined up to that shotgun I formation. He's been in shotgun throughout the night. That's Reeder spinning, and he's taken down for about a 1-yard loss.
Number 9, Troy Reeder, hit in the backfield by number 12, Chris Godwin.
And O'Neal comes back in the game for Sallies. He got a breather.
Well, Godwin got a little bit of help on that tackle by Jacob Bricker. And when you talk about pound for pound nimble athletes, you've got to mention Jacob Bricker. 5'11", 305 pounds, and moves like a ballerina.
I formation. Back to pass. Scro releases it under pressure. It's complete at the 40. 45-50. Still on his feet at that 49-yard line in Middletown territory. Stopped by number 22,
number 9,
Peter
Troy
Cox,
Reeder.
the linebacker.
Louisiana, first down.
156. Third quarter, Sally's 10.
By number 9, Miles
Middletown 7.
Ball.
They're driving, and they started with good field position. Back about that 32-yard line, and now advancing it.
Well, that was some pretty
48.
That was some pretty nifty running by Reeder. I mean, he caught that ball short, but his feet did the rest as he was able to help the Sal's get the first down.
High formation. Reeder in the backfield. Handed off number 31 this time. And taken down for about a 5-yard gain.
Zachary Jerome on the carry.
And that is the 10th grader, Zachary Jerome, on the carry. Pretty good pickup, and now it looks like the Cavaliers are now tackling with a little bit of malice.
22, Peter Cox. Second down.
1:04 third quarter. Sally's 10, Middletown 7. The second down and 6. Ball at the 44. I formation. Long snap. O'Neal's on the right side. And there's a flag.
Prior to the snap.
Flag
Flag on the field.
It's thrown at the 20-yard line.
Delay of game against Louisiana.
Delay of game against Sally's, 41.9 seconds in the third quarter.
And that is a rare penalty against the Sal's. They've played a pretty neat game so far. Relatively devoid of mistakes.
I formation. Man in motions, number 42 for Sally's. Ball is pitched near side. That's Troy Reeder. Knocked out of bounds.
Oh, boy.
Tried to stiff arm the Middletown defender.
That's right. Very impressive stiff arm. I mean, you don't see that very often. An old school styled run, but, you know, as you mentioned, I mean, his dad played fullback, so you got to imagine that he learned at the heel of his dad, at his dad's elbow, between that and a good set of jeans.
We hear the cowbells, 35.1 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The third down and 8 at the 46. Reeder on the right side in the backfield. O'Neal lined up on the far. And one wide receiver on the near side, or left side. It's complete. Number 81. Pass at first down marker And number 81 is Tyler Maroney, 6'4", the senior, 190.
Tyler Maroney. That is good enough for Salesianum. First down.
If you're Matt Skro, you've got to be pretty pleased with your choice for receivers. I mean, he's got nice, tall options to toss to. I mean, and they got sure hands too, so they're skilled, they run great patterns, and then they can even win the jump ball because they're typically going to win the height matchup.
Throw back in the shotgun this time. Reeder behind him. Maroney lined up on the left side. O'Neal on the right side. Pass is too low, in and out of his hands, bounced off his fingertips.
That's right. Sometimes ball players will make the mistake. They'll try to catch the ball with their chest, and people think by default you should catch it with your hands, but catching is really more a cerebral thing, and you have to use your eyes. It's all about making sure you follow the ball all the way in, and before you can run with it, you have to make the catch.
I see that in the NFL all the time. They don't want to take the tough hit. They feel the pressure of the defender. They look up, and normally it's an incomplete pass like this one here. Second down and 10 at the 37. Skro, shotgun, quarterback keeper on his feet, 35-30. And taken down, believe that's number 78 for Middletown. Markel Weldon, defensive end, 6'1", 260.
Tackle made.
Yeah, we talked about those cycles of maturity, and certainly at the skills, some of the skill positions, we know that Middletown is on the edge of maturity. They're going to be losing a lot of seniors, but they've also got quite a few sophomores that they are incubating.
And that's the last play.
You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights with CatchItLive.com's play-by-play announcer, Anthony Joseph, on Hot Country 107.7 FM.
And welcome back. We're live, getting ready to start the fourth quarter between the Middletown Cavaliers and Salesianum. The score, Sally's 10, Middletown 7. We're live at Raymond Field at the University of Delaware in Newark. What a great game. The third down and 3 at the 30 of the Cavaliers. Shotgun formation at Skro. Got Reeder in the backfield. That's a Middletown blitz. Ball's handed off. Straight ahead. Moving past that first down marker. And now they knock him back, but I think he got enough forward progress for the first down.
Tackle made by number 54, Jacob Bricker. And number 56,
and he got enough for the first down.
Well, you know, Anthony, I'm just looking at the ground game of Sally's. It does a couple of things. It eats up the clock, but the other thing is that they do a whole lot less east-west running and just go right on downfield.
The first down and 10 at the 26. Skro, shotgun, rolling to his right. He's got a man wide open, in and out of his hands. Intended target, number 40.
Intended for number 40.
And I tell you what, you've got a very disappointed O'Neal headed back into the huddle, and he'll probably make sure he lets his quarterback Skro know that he was as open as the barn door and down there waving, begging for the ball as he had the one-on-one matchup he was looking for.
Just underway in the fourth quarter, 11:26. Sally's 10, Middletown 7. They're threatening Sally's. The second down and 10 at the Middletown 26. And Sally's is going to burn a timeout. And while we have a moment after the game, it's the Delaware Electric player or players of the game. And really appreciate Delaware Electric being on board all season long.
That's right. They've done a fantastic job of sponsoring us, and they also, by allowing us to have a player or players of the game, it gives our fans something to look forward to, and also some of the ball players. They're now starting to play for that honor. One of our recipients, the quarterback from Cesar Rodney, his parents were right downstairs. Alex Kemp, his parents were downstairs, and they said, hey, man, make sure you tell Anthony hello for us. And they certainly did appreciate the fine interview you did with him when he was one of the co-players of the game.
It's really a pleasure to be able to interview the players after the game. Really like to thank Coaches Schoenwood for allowing us to do that. Back to the action, 2nd down and 10 at the 26. Quarterback keeper, off tackle, gets 2 or 3 yards. Scrow just trying to stretch out the Middletown defense.
Number 41, Eric Schneider.
Bill DiNardo, John, has done a great job of keeping Darius Wade off of offense with Chris Godwin, as you're using up so much clock, as we're mentioning, and you have the lead.
Oh, yes, it's a chess match, and Bill DiNardo is trying to move his way into getting the championship checkmate.
And Sally's is going to burn their last time out. They did not want a delay of game, so they use it at the 10:43 mark. Sally's 10, Middletown 7. And while we have a moment, I'd like to thank Wireless Zone, a Verizon Wireless premium retailer, 3 locations, Milford, Harrington, and Middletown.
I hope our fans out there, those who are connected through Verizon, if they're not listening on the radio on 107.7, I hope they're using their device to check in and hear our game live right now on catchitlive.com.
And John, while we have a moment, we'd like to thank some of our guests that we've had on. I'd like to thank Rich Gannon. I'd like to thank Dick Vermeil, the former head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, the St. Louis Rams, Kansas City Chiefs, and I'd like to thank Deron Harmon.
You mean Deron Harmon from Town Point Connection?
Yes, the Cesar Rodney graduate.
That's right.
And also New England Patriot, and they rallied on Sunday Night Football to defeat the Denver Broncos.
That's right. That was a big game, primetime game, and a beautiful performance.
I'm Deron Holman, Cesar Rodney graduate, New England Patriot, and you're listening to...
And now Anthony with 10 minutes and 43 seconds.
Now back to the action. I formation on a 3rd down. Ball's pitched. Reeder, near side, advances it to about that 15-yard line.
Troy Reeder on the carry. That's good enough.
And Reeder's had a solid game.
He's had a real solid game. And I tell you what, typically, if he gets the one-on-one against a defender, he typically wins the momentum battle because he's 6'3", 230-plus pounds, and he is a load to try to bring down. Tough sledding.
The 1st down and 10, ball officially at the 14-yard line. Ball's handed off. And that was not Reeder this time. Go ahead, John.
That's right. That's what we're talking about. When you have that power eye, and you know, like the Sallies have done, they have relied on the running back so often. Every once in a while, you surprise them with the quick hitter by giving it to the fullback and letting him pound up the middle. And just a little bit of variation and just enough to always try to keep the defensive team on their toes.
Zachary Jerome on the carry for Sallies. 9:42, 4th quarter. Sallies 10, Middletown 7. 2nd down and 8 at the 12-yard line of the Cavaliers. Sallies is all out of timeout. Shotgun formation. Reeder on the left side. He's looking for O'Neal on this near side, lined up as a wide receiver. And pass is complete for about 4 yards.
To O'Neal.
And what a primetime matchup again.
Tackle made by number 16.
That's been an incredible showdown between O'Neal and Berger, as we've got 2 of the better football players in the state lining up against one another, and both coaches content to let them settle their beef one-on-one.
So 3rd down and 3 at the Middletown 7-yard line. Tower eye, handed off the Reader. Up the middle, lunges for a couple yards. Number 22 making the stop.
Stop.
Peter Cox.
Short gain by number 56, Luke Alantrio. That'll bring up a 4th down.
Scroggs getting the play. And number 42 coming on the field. Number 40 going off for Sally's.
And now it looks like the Cavaliers will go into their goal line stance. So they've had a little bit of defensive change and shift, and the ball players out there.
4th down and 3. Straight ahead by the quarterback. Pushing the pile. He's getting near that 1st down marker.
Number 3, Matthew Scrow on the keeper.
And Scrow with that 2nd effort. Might got enough for the 1st down, but we're going to have to see.
That's good enough for
and he gets enough. 1st down, Slazy-Annam. He would not be denied.
Wouldn't be denied, and it was an absolute chorus of Sal's who helped to get their quarterback enough for the 1st down.
7:48, 4th quarter. Sally's 10, Middletown 7.
And now, Anthony, here's a real interesting matchup. They've got 9 in the box and 2 defenders.
High formation, Sprow hands it off to Reader. Touchdown, Slazy-Annam.
Number 9, Troy Reader.
Troy Reader in contention for the Delaware Electric player of the game. There will be 2 of them, so it's players of the game. And right now, I would say he's probably going to be Sally's, depending. And we're also going to announce one for Middletown since it's the last game of the season.
Well, you know, it's only right. As you said, we're here to try to celebrate the success of our student athletes, and that's what it's all about in the end. So it's great that we can have a chance to recognize them all.
Sean Smith with the extra point. It's up, and it is good. Sally 17, Middletown 7 at the 7:31 mark in the 4th quarter.
And the Sal's now, who came in at 10-1 as the number 2 seed, so they're sitting on the visitor side, and right now all of the noise and the cheering is coming from the visitor side. The Sal's fans are saluting their football players. But there's still 7 minutes and 31 seconds remaining. And now, Anthony, what I've got to wonder is, will the Cavaliers maybe take the governor off of the offense, open up the throttle a bit, and perhaps try to air it out and move the ball a little quicker, as time is so precious in the 4th quarter.
Sean Smith getting ready to kick it off the tee at the 40-yard line. The Middletown Cavaliers, they're bunched up at the 20, expecting a short kick. And it is a short kick near the 40-yard line. They didn't want to kick it back deep to Godwin. So that gives Middletown and Darius Wade excellent starting position with this drive.
Kickoff is recovered by number 27, John Walker.
I think the big difference in this game, you have a Brian O'Neill on the defensive end. He's 6'7". He's putting pressure all night long on the senior Darius Wade. And then also on offense, he's made some big plays. You've had Troy Reader. He's playing both ways, as he had a very important touchdown run to put up Sally 17-7 in the 4th quarter at the 7:30 mark. So they're playing O'Neill and Reader just playing outstanding here tonight. Empty backfield, shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers on the near, 2 on the far. It's a high snap quarterback keeper. And he is stopped, wrapped up at the ankles by number 72 for Slazy-Annam.
Taken down. by number 72.
That's Kyle Cathers. He's only a sophomore, but he is quite a specimen at 6'4", 225 pounds.
Second down and 9, shotgun. Wade under pressure, scrambling down the Sally sidelines and knocked out of bounds near the 40-yard line. He's looking downfield, nobody open.
And, you know, I'm really impressed at not just the skill of the Sal's, but I'm also impressed by the speed. And what they've done a very fine job of is playing smart football. They are just using the sideline, they're working as a team, and they are using angles, geometry to try to make sure that they securely wrap up the ball player. And sometimes other defenders on some other teams, they've just gotten baffled by the footwork, and they've missed the tackles because they've sat there slack-jawed and enjoyed some of the exploits of Wade.
It's a 3rd down and 11 at the 36 of the Cavaliers. Shotgun, empty backfield. There is a flag. He's going to throw it. Pass is complete, wide open to Dennis Berger at the 45-yard line of Sally's. And we'll have to see who that penalty's on. And that's going to negate, if it's against the Cavaliers, a big penalty and a first down. And it's against the Middletown Cavaliers, a false start. And that's probably one of the biggest penalties of this contest against the Cavaliers.
And something else to let the air out of the party balloon for the Cavaliers. And it's going to take an absolute reset by the Cavaliers in order for them to get themselves back into this contest. Down 10 points with only 6 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in the season.
And Godwin now back onto the field. Darius Wade has received the play now from his coach, Mark Del Percio. 6:35 to go in this game. 17-7. Sally's on top of the Cavaliers. Wade, shotgun, 2 wide receivers, and that's Godwin now in motion from the far to the near. He's looking for Berger. Left side, throws it up and almost picked off by number 7 from Sally's. As Wade just too much on that pass. Incomplete. It's a 4th down and 16 at the 31. As you mentioned, they need to reset things, but they're going to have to punt it away. They cannot go for it this deep at their own territory.
And they're still scrambling with personnel trying to get themselves lined up, and it ultimately looks like they are going to arrange themselves to punt the ball. Sally's not so certain as they are playing as if it could be a pass.
And they're going to go for it. Snap to Wade. He's looking for some blockers as he's way short of the first down marker.
And that's a disappointing,
on the keeper.
Real disappointing play. And
turnover on down.
Even from here, now you can start to see a little bit of dejection in the countenance of the Cavaliers as now you see some of the ball players and they are now walking off a little bit more dejected and not the same familiar bounce and swag that we're accustomed to seeing on the defending state champs.
John, we do need to emphasize that delay of game really took the momentum from Middletown. As that was a big play from Wade to Berger at that 45 of Sally's, and it was all negated because of the delay of game against
Reeder on the carry.
The Cavaliers, as their timing has been off some of this evening, and I think it's really one reason because of O'Neal and the pressure that they put on Wade, and really the offensive lineman getting in that backfield so fast.
Oh, yeah, he has absolutely been the X factor in the game.
I formation. That's Reeder spinning for a couple yards.
Reeder hit in the backfield by number 56, Luke Alantrio. third down.
And it's going to bring up a third down as Middletown, their defense, they need to step up. 5:06, Sally 17, Middletown 7.
And now it does look like the Sal's are real content to try to play keep away from the Cavaliers as they are taking their time and slowly but surely trying to execute running plays.
High formation, Reader in the backfield. Quarterback sneak, still on his feet, 25-20. Takes it to about that 18-yard line.
Number 3, Matthews.
What a beautiful.
And that was a big first down by Scrove, the senior quarterback.
Well, he was able to pull that one off because they took their time, and got to give a little bit of credit to Reader too, because he has been pounding them so much. The fake to Reader made an awful lot of Cavaliers bite, and then Scrove, being a pretty agile athlete himself, he was able to, by feet, using his feet, get the first down, and most importantly, keep the clock just a churning.
The first down and 10 at the 20 of the Cavaliers. Reader straight ahead. He slips, stumbles, but he still gets about 5 yards.
On the carry.
And mathematically, Reader is going plenty. I mean, he's picking up, a half a first down every single time he's possessing the ball, and that is just basically death by 1,000 Reader cuts.
.344 to go in this game. It's a second down and 5 at the 15. High formation, Reader up the middle, pushing the pile. Small
Reader on
gain.
the carry. Hit by an assembly of Cavaliers led by number 54, Jacob Bricker.
And number 27.
Third down.
One of the defenders had a hand in making the stop. .258. Third down and 4 at the 14. Power I. And there's a flag. That's a delay of game.
Prior to the snap,
and
flag
it is
on the field.
As they're trying to use every second that they can as they're up 17-7 over the Middletown Cavaliers. 2:48 left in this game.
Yeah, it almost looks like they've negotiated themselves for that particular delay of game. They were all, not that they're shooting for a penalty, but they're willing to risk it to try to use as much clock as possible, as right now the clock is the most valuable thing on the field other than the
High
ball.
formation, pitch to Reader. Left side, cuts outside, 15, near the 10-yard line, knocked out of bounds near the Sally sidelines.
Well, it looks like he hit the ground just prior to going out of bounds, so the officials have kept the clock going. So that really benefits the Sal's, and to the dismay of the Cavaliers, time still continues to march.
Third down.
And what happened is, since he's not out of bounds, Middletown has to burn a timeout because you have to stop the clock with 2:29 remaining in this game. It's Sally 17, Middletown 7.
And Anthony, that's tough because they're down 2 scores, and to have to use a timeout now means that even if they were to get a stop here and another score, they still look at either trying to do an onside kick or having to contend with this precision offense of the Sal's. And now, while we're waiting, too, Anthony, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that I also thought that O'Neal's big catch to initially put the Sal's ahead when he was able to help them regain the lead and get the score at 10-7 was a major turnaround in points and momentum.
Throw under center. High formation, ball's handed off. That's Reeder. Right side, touchdown, Slasianum. Stretched out the defense on that edge.
Number 9, Troy
and unsportsmanlike
Reeder.
conduct, I believe, because there is a flag after the play. As the Sally's players, they were celebrating because they can taste victory with 2 minutes and 21 seconds left in this game, and now they're putting it out of reach. 23-7. It's just been a very exciting contest and very close until now.
That's right, and like in education, I'm an administrator, so we talk about things called other indicators, and as I look out here, I see fans from the Cavaliers starting to pack up their blankets and starting to gather their belongings and head for the exits, and those would be some of the other indicators that at least would seem as if the Cavaliers have run out of time and run out of luck with 2 minutes and 21 seconds remaining.
Smith on for the extra point, and it is no good. It's the goalpost. No good.
Keeping your score, Middletown 7.
As the Middletown Cavaliers 7, Slasianum 23. 2 minutes, 21 seconds left in this contest. The DIAA Division I championship game at Raymond Field at the University of Delaware. I'm Anthony Joseph, joined by my broadcast partner, John Martin. And Sally's, they're on the field. They're ready to kick it off. Middletown, they're in the huddle. The fourth consecutive state championship final for the Middletown Cavaliers.
And unfortunately for them, Anthony, the chance to have that third championship and the cherry on the top of an amazing high school career for these seniors has eluded them, or should I say has been taken away from them forthright by the able play of a well-coached and athletic Sally's team.
Smith getting ready to kick it off. As this unsportsmanlike conduct cut out against Sally's, they're going to force it on the kickoff. Ball's going to be kicked from their own 25. That's a high kick. Godwin back at his own 25. 25-30, 35-40, 45.
And that was Berger on the carry. He was wrapped up by Patrick Keogh.
Number 42, Patrick Keogh. First down, Middletown.
2 minutes, 14 seconds. Fourth quarter, Sally's 23, Middletown 7, and some of the Middletown Cavaliers, they are headed towards the exit. So first down and 10 at the 45. Shotgun, empty backfield. Two wide receivers on the left side, one on the far. Wade back to pass, rolls to his left. He's got a man open, complete, and Godwin goes out of bounds. Past that first down marker in Slasianum territory at about that 42-yard line. 2:08 left in this game. Sally's 23, Middletown 7.
I tell you what, Anthony, one of the things I've been most impressed by with the defense of the Sals, I'll say after this play.
Empty backfield, shotgun. Wade looks downfield, pass is complete, number 18, down to the 15-yard line.
To number 18,
Garrett Maniitis, and he's had some key receptions here tonight.
Oh, yes, he has. And, Anthony, what I was saying was that I'm very impressed by the Sal's defense, that they were able to, with three primary rushers and maybe a blitzer or two, force the Cavaliers into turnovers and rushed pass attempts by Darius Wade, who has been cool all season.
First down and 10 at the 15. Wade, incomplete pass, so it's going to bring up second down and 10, still at the 15-yard line. Sally's 23, Middletown 7, 147 remaining. Wade getting the play from Del Percio's head coach. Empty backfield, shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers on the left side, quarterback keeper, that's Wade. Up the middle, stops at about that 10-yard line, short of the first down, so the clock's going to continue to run. 1:28 remaining. Shotgun, empty backfield. 2 wide receivers on the near. He looks, and it's batted by trying to get the number 88. And it's Freeborn.
That'll bring up a 4th down for Middletown.
Freeborn, 6'5", 210. He's just a junior. He'll be back next season. And that height has given Wade problems all night long. So 4th down and 5 at the 10-yard line of Slazianum. Only a minute 18 left. Empty backfield once again. Wade looking for Berger and Godwin in the end zone. He throws it up. It's a wing and a prayer, and it's incomplete. Batted away by number 7 for Sally's.
Pass falls incomplete. Turnover on
And Anthony, we talked about it before. We said a lot of times the defender, they'll look to make a sensational play. He just simply did the task. Most important thing was to whap it down. It was 4th down and try to get the ball back into the hands of the Sal's. And I can't tell you how impressed I am, too, that just with 3 rushers, and it meant that they also had a lot of faith in their defenders to cover the air attack of the Cavaliers, and Godwin in particular.
As Middletown has had to go on 4th down continuously tonight, and they have not converted. Now Sally's going to take over on downs. A minute 10 left. 1st down and 10 at the 10. They're just going to take a knee, and they're going to wrap this game up. Sally's 23, Middletown 7. As second time's a charm for Sally's taking on the Middletown Cavaliers in the Division I state championship game. Last year it was at Delaware State University. A new venue, a different result, this time at Raymond Field at the University of Delaware. 44 seconds remaining.
That's right, a little closer to home for the Sal's, and what a big win for them. A nice way to cap off their season. And
Scrow takes another knee. It's 3rd down, 29 seconds. And you can hear some cheers from Slazianum as now the players jumping up and down, and they gave Bill Donardo a Gatorade bath.
Oh, man, and I'm sure he was thirsty for that and a win. And, again, another impressive job by the Sal's. First-class victory over a very first-class and outstanding Cavalier team. And
5 seconds. 2, 1. And that'll do it.
That'll do it.
The Division I state champions, Slazianum, as they defeat Middletown 23-7.
And Reeder leading the pack as he runs around the field, and they are just absolutely ecstatic. And congratulations to the Sal's, and your heart has to break also, too, for the Cavaliers. But before you continue to shed tears, you also have to appreciate the fact that they've had a wonderful career led by Godwin and Wade.
They certainly have. We're going to take a commercial break as you're listening to Delaware High School football under the lights on CatchItLive.com and High Country 107.7.
Is Del One Federal Credit Union right for you? If you live in Delaware, the answer is yes. All Delaware residents can become a member of Del One. Call us at 302-739-4496 or stop by any of our convenient branch locations throughout Delaware to find out how. Visit del-one.org for more information on the amazing benefits Del One Federal Credit Union has to offer. Become a member today. Conditions and restrictions apply. Equal opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA.
Got metal? Get it to Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling. Fitzgerald's pays you cash. Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling is environmentally friendly and helping to keep Delmarva clean and green by recycling. So bring your copper, aluminum, and brass, stainless steel, wire, lead, light iron, heavy steel, tractors, farm equipment, lawnmowers, and appliances, barbecue grills, aluminum cans, even cars and trucks. Fitzgerald's is local and family-owned since 1935. Jesus recycles people. Fitzgerald's recycles cars.
It'd sure be nice to get out of the house, get a change of scenery, and try the wonderful atmosphere and home-style food of Smith's Family Restaurant. We'll treat you like you're coming to our house. We're known for great seafood, the best beef and chicken dumplings around, and you've got to try the homemade sweet potato biscuits and homemade rolls. A great place to eat anytime, 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Smith's Family Restaurant. It's worth the drive to eat at Smith's on Route 13 in Greenwood. Call 349-5114.
I'm Gary Rhodes from Milford Southern States. Expect nothing less than a superior performance day when using a Mahindra tractor. The Mahindra tractor can lift heavy loads, and with its cast iron chassis, it provides traction, stability, and control. At Milford Southern States, we